My man.
Good to see you.
Scare people.
Oh yeah, people will move and stuff. I love it. It's just fun.
What you've done is very impressive.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, it's been 10 years now. 10 years
Snow is 10 years old?
since I first got the domain, which is when I started working on it. It was 10 years ago, almost around this time. And 10 years later, we've sold hundreds of millions of dollars of oral care. We're launching with Costco in about a week.
Nice.
So we're going to be on shelf at Costco next to amazing brands like Crest and Colgate. So we're, from my bedroom to, hundreds of millions of sales. We've shipped 100 million treatments, whitening treatments. You're going to see one of our warehouses where we keep some of our product. Most of our product is through 3PL now. Most of it's just, we do special projects like when we ship to Nordstrom, Neiman Marcus, Costco, Target. We do special projects in the warehouse, which you'll see. And then that's where like my executive team that's local, we zoom in. A lot of our team is remote. We don't use the office as much as we used to. But there was a time where, everybody was in the office. 90% of our workforce was here in Phoenix. And then as we expanded, opened retail, omni-channel, TikTok shop, all this stuff, we've been able to expand. But yeah, man, you'll see there, I think I have my patent there as well. I got a patent for inventing products through snow, which has been awesome.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, you'll see somewhere the magic happens. We've got my little brother-in-law is going to meet us there at the office. His name's Oliver. And then one of my best friends, Bronson, who's building a stealth prop tech startup.
Oh, wow.
Really good friend of mine. He's going to show up as well. So those will be hanging out at the office.
Nice.
There won't be any employees there today, I don't think, other than maybe the warehouse. They do work in holiday a little bit more back there to get holiday shipments, retail, restocks, things like that. But most of our product is with our 3PL, one of our 3PL partners, like a ShipBob. And they have locations all over that hold our product. The rest of our inventory is either at a retail store like Nordstrom, or it's at Amazon FBA inventory, or now fulfilled by TikTok inventory. So it's at, most of our inventory is there, but it started in my garage at my house with snow. I'm a solo founder, bootstrapped the first $100 million in sales and all that fun stuff. And I think now it might be getting to a point where snow's ready to go international. I think our product lines, we have 5 world first, which means all of our products are invented. We never drop shipped.
Wow.
I've drop shipped before. I have a garage door business that we built and sold through drop shipping, and nothing wrong with that. It's just with snow, we had to build everything, man, and nobody wanted to make our product. They all wanted to make basic toothpaste, basic mouthwash, and then they wanted a lot of orders. They're like, all right, Alex, you want to order 1 million toothpaste tubes? Then we'll make it for you. You're like, no, dude, I want to make better for you toothpaste that's healthier and that has this. And they're like, oh, that's going to be really expensive. We don't really do that. So for a while, I was looking at machinery to make our own toothpaste here in Phoenix.
So you wanted to set up your own manufacturing?
I was going to, yeah. I did all the research, the machinery, got the quotes, the financing, all this stuff, and then I was like, man, I don't know if I want to be vertically integrated making the product. We've already formulated it, patented, all this stuff. I don't know if we need to actually have the drums and mixing, but when you're dealing with something like we sell out nationwide, like the ability to make product locally is a really big deal. And if you can make it similar cost, now you have essentially infinite inventory. One of my buddies, one of my best friends, Chris, he saw on TikTok shop, and he's got like this caffeine supplements powdered. And so he bought the powdered ingredients, and they're able to mix it here in town for less than they could supply it from a supplier. And if they sell out on TikTok and they need 5,000 more units, he calls a couple friends on the weekend, they make 5,000 units, and by Monday it ships out.
Oh, wow.
Where I'm waiting from Scotland, like all my products waiting for them to come in. Our strips are made in Scotland and the UK.
Shit.
All of our strips products are made in Scotland.
Why Scotland?
They have a certain machinery, and we utilize a patented whitening process so that our strips dissolve on your teeth. And they don't leave a residue on your teeth. They're very clean of a product. It's very hard to create anything with peroxide in it, very difficult to work with. It's like corrosive almost, right? If you put it with color, for example, like we have purple products. We just came out with our purple dissolving strips, the world's first purple dissolving strips ever. So they have all of the technology of our dissolving strips. They repair your enamel, rebuild your enamel, stop sensitivity, whiten your teeth, and then you get the purple on top of it. They're by far the most advanced strip on the market. But it's very precise technology to create a dissolvable strip that within 15 minutes dissolves with saliva. Also with peroxide in there, that it doesn't dissolve the strip. So there's a lot of like technology in that strip versus what most strips are nowadays are they slather on some peroxide gel with some plastic, you throw it on your teeth, ow, whatever. That's the normal strip. Ours dissolve, so they're eco-friendly. They whiten, they repair your enamel with vitamins and nutrients inside of there. So they're doing all of that in 15 minutes while you're just driving to work. You even forget they're in, and then you smile and it's all gone and you have whiter teeth. So the technology in the actual product requires machinery that is more complex. And so we've tried, it's very expensive to make our strips, but it's just such a good product that we've created. Now it's viral and there's nothing like it on the market. So that one's specific. If it's electronics, we can go to Asia without a problem. Electronics are, it's hard to make I would love to make a toothbrush here, but you got to get the motors, then you got to get the componentry, the molds. There's a couple more pieces that I think it would make it a little bit harder to make that here. But I was looking at making toothpaste here because everybody told me no. They're like, no, we won't make a toothpaste. No. And I'm like, dude, like, why is it taking me so long? If I wanted to make a supplement, 5 minutes. Skincare cream, 5 minutes. Anything else, 5 minutes. I'm trying to make freaking toothpaste, and I'm just trying to not use any of the bad stuff, and nobody wants to work with me.
Really?
So that was really, really hard in the beginning, trying to create innovative products in a space like oral care that doesn't have the co-packing infrastructure. Like when you create a supplement brand, there are tons of manufacturers that will make your custom formulation for you. If you try to create toothpaste, mouthwash, these type of breath spray, where do you go? You know, like it's very difficult. So I had to go and talk to one factory online, ask for another factory, go to Import Yeti, see where other people are getting their products, see if I could piece it together. Then once I got on the Zoom call or whatever with them, I would say, hey, could we do this, this, and this to the product? Is that even possible? Do you have the machinery for that? No, I don't, but my cousin does. He has a factory in Shenzhen. So those conversations to create innovation without a huge budget to buy 1 million units is very, very difficult. That's why I think, launching with 1 or 2 products, build the business. We bootstrapped $100 million with just a few products.
So we are here at one of the warehouses of Snow, and it's just incredible operation here, like so many different amazing products. But it all started for you when you were 13, 14 years old, right? Take us back where everything started.
For me, man, it's not too far from here, about 30 minutes from here is where I grew up. And no one in my family is really in entrepreneurship. My dad's an immigrant from Spain, really just first generation, trying to figure it out. Didn't even have a computer at home. I just, biggest motivator at that time was I wanted to help myself out, my family, my community. As a Hispanic entrepreneur, there weren't a lot of people to Google at the time. There wasn't anyone in my area, and it was
kind of like role models.
Yeah, kind of role models. Like there's Bill Gates, Elon Musk. If you ask people today, right, they're like boom, boom, boom. Logan Paul. You throw out a bunch of different names, the Kardashian, but as far as I know, none of those are Hispanic. And as the second largest Spanish-speaking country in the world, and as Hispanic in Arizona, I knew that I wanted to do something. At the time, I wanted to be a doctor. That was kind of the hope was, if I could be a doctor, I can make enough money so that I don't have to be broke. I can help people out through medicine. I can donate my time. It'll mean something to the family. All of these things were there, right? But around 13, 14, I started to get an itch to want to do something. And when I was really young, I had like a little business cards that my mom helped me make, and it was like clean up dog poop and things like this. But it was a little business, and you look all the way back to it, and you go, gosh, I was going door to door selling dog poop, essentially dog poop removal. I was recruiting people in the neighborhood as part of my team. Now I can look back and see, oh yeah, at 13, 14, I didn't know what I was doing at all. There wasn't at 13, 14 years old. All I knew was I don't want to be broke. How can I make some money? What if things don't work out? I'm the youngest in my family. Oh my gosh, there was just survival. What could I do? And at the time, nobody wanted to hire me because I wasn't old enough. So I couldn't go get a job at a fast food place or Best Buy or something. So I was kind of stuck, and I'm like, what do I do to figure something out?
So 13, 14, you started thinking about it, right?
Yeah.
Because usually people start thinking about that much later.
For sure.
Why was it so early for you?
Mainly because I was broke. I think there was a real survival aspect of, oh my gosh, if my dad loses his job, we could be homeless. So that realization of, although things were great and my parents fought to give me everything that they could and all of that, I got to a point, I think, of maturity at 13, 14, where I said, oh my gosh, if I don't figure something out for myself, I could be in trouble. And if I look around my environment, these people are struggling to make ends meet. There's lots of love in their homes and all of this, but it's hard. And having to take the city bus myself, and the bus breaks down. Now I'm late to a school, real things that I think everybody has their own version of adversity. I could be the son of a billionaire and I could have my own set of adversity. They'd be different, but it's still, I think that adversity complex became really real for me around 13, 14. And I said, oh my gosh, I got a few years left of high school. Do I go to college? What am I going to do? What if I don't get into medical school? What if I don't have the money to afford it? My family doesn't have the money for that. So all these things started earlier, and I see the blessing in them, but I also see, of course, I had to mature at a very young age. I had to think about things and become financially independent at a very young age. And at that time, I wanted to, and I felt I needed to. So it's not I don't know, it's necessity. I had this eagerness to want to build something. I didn't even know what an entrepreneur was. It's just, I felt like I wanted to do something. I wanted to build something. And I wanted to be in control of being able to help myself and help others. And I think as a kid growing up, you don't have that ability. And when you grow up in that adversity, it could be a divorce, it could be money, whatever adversity that is. For me, it was really tough times, and realizing around me that my life could be really rough, but I've got a chance right now to perhaps change things. These are some of the products. This is the world's first oral care vending machine.
Oh, wow. You can put those in airports.
And, you can put these in airports, schools, whatever. Mouthwash. We're thinking of putting a couple personal care brands we partner with. So, whatever else people might need. They don't only need snow products, but toothpaste, mouthwash. These are makeup wipes for your teeth. Those are great on the go. And of course, our kits. So we got a few products in here, but this is the world's first oral care teeth whitening vending machine. And we actually have it set up so that it can connect through subscriptions. So you can actually do free trial if you wanted. So you can go in here and say, I want a free trial of this, swipe your credit card, it pre-auths the thing, it'll shoot out the product. You get a text to manage your subscription. Wow. And in 7 days or 30 days, you've now subscribed for 50% off at a vending machine. So we get all the data from here as well. So you can do Apple Pay, Shop Pay, all of those things, payment plans through Shop Pay on here.
Wow,
and then the product comes out.
That is crazy.
So there's something here. I mean, there's not a vending machine that does this right now. And I was like, this technology alone, we just built it because, right, well, it'd be cool to put in airports, but it'd be even cooler if it's in a mall and someone's like, oh, get 50% off for subscribing. All right, cool. And now it's driving subscribers while it's sitting in the mall, sitting in the airport, giving people a good offer. Videos playing. So videos usually play up here based on the product, showing how to use it. it can all be updated wirelessly.
Uh-huh.
So we can put Black Friday sale, you can do all kinds of stuff in here. But the idea is, yeah, people forget their mouthwash, toothpaste and toothbrush are commonly forgotten when people travel. Like, oh, I left it on the sink.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
I forgot my toothpaste.
No way. Well, you're here. You're here. I mean,
Can
we
I
got
buy
plenty
some?
of it. I got you. No, we're gonna hook you up, and then I'll give you a tour and stuff. These are a couple of our brands. So obviously, Snow. Clean is a brand that we acquired. It was founded by Dr. Brian Harris, one of just the best guys and one of the best dentists. Created a clean line of oral care. We saw an opportunity to partner up, so we acquired Clean, and now Dr. Harris formulates with us on our products.
Wow.
This is our kids line Frost. Those are biodegradable manual toothbrushes with our custom Frost Bear.
I need those for my kids.
Oh, I got those for you. So we got a couple different products. That's a biodegradable or plant-based flosser with chocolate milk, all natural flavoring. Just the best stuff for the kids.
Milk?
Chocolate milk flossers.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. There's my office. We'll take a look in a sec. Then we got some more office space back there. Both sides goes to the warehouse. And then this here is our main conference area where we can kind of put our
Who's
stuff.
creating all the? You have like a head of product development.
We do, yes. So Shasta Blaustein has been she's now our senior vice president of product. And she's been developing products, supplements, cosmetics. She was at Dollar Shave Club. She was also at Moon Oral Care prior to, so she got a taste of oral care experience. And then she became a partner at Snow. And together with Dr. Harris on the dentist formulation side, Shasta, who's our SVP of product, and then I've been creating products for half my life. So together with our manufacturers, whenever we need extra science and stuff, we'll bring it in. But for the most part, between Dr. Harris, Shasta, myself, we get like 80 to 90% of it done. And then we go to the manufacturer and say, hey, this is what we're looking for. We need to get it stability tested, blah, blah, blah. So we kind of figured it out. And then we've got, like, for example, these are, let's see what these are. Oh, this is actually for Costco. So this is the blister pack that it comes in. And so this is a printout of what it's going to look like. There's the mouthpiece. There goes the wands, the call outs, the backing as well of what's there. So we actually cut this out and then create like a mock-up here of what the product looks like and see if, oh, actually it's right over there. So we take the printout, then we put it together. This is a manual, mock-up before it goes out to Costco. Mouthpiece, you got the diamond teeth whitening serums you can use on the go. There's a mouthpiece. So this tells us, on shelf, how is this going to look? And, then we put the design on it. Then we get approval from our retail partner like Costco. Here, for example, is our brand new, we just launched the new packaging for our toothpaste. This one has CoQ10, B6, B12, hydroxyapatite. Your teeth are made up of 97% hydroxyapatite. A lot of people don't know that. So it's a really good alternative to fluoride, especially for adults. And then this is our top selling just whitening toothpaste. It's got nano hydroxyapatite, no animal testing on the whole line. Everything's vegan, SLS free, paraben free, just all ingredients you can pronounce.
So you managed to find the manufacturer in the United States?
We found one in the U.S. and one outside of the U.S. finally to make these for us. So we have one in Utah, and then we've got a couple suppliers where we get raw ingredients and stuff outside of the country. But we had to kind of eventually piece it together and say, all right, because some of these ingredients, like back here, like if you were to take a top selling toothpaste and then this, water, of course, you've got glycerin, calcium carbonate, which helps whiten your teeth, hydroxyapatite, which is a fluoride alternative, right? We use a kaolin clay, which is a soft abrasive that smooths your teeth, helps get rid of surface stains. Xylitol, which is very good for the mouth. Dr. Harris really loves that ingredient for the mouth. And then you got stevia leaf extract, very natural, coconut oil, CoQ10, B6, B12, hydrogen peroxide, peppermint oil. So you've got some really good ingredients infused in here. This one's cool though, and I'm gonna get you a little bag set up.
Thank you.
you'll get some of this. This is nice because it's essentially this whitening toothpaste, but with vitamins. So, and while you're brushing underneath your tongue and in your gums, you might as well be absorbing vitamins like B6, B12. That's great for energy balance, and energy support. CoQ10 is also good for the brain. It's good for the heart. And so being able to add that into our advanced formula is really key. So this is a very innovative product.
How do you test products? Do you like before you launch? Because like you mentioned, with innovation, sometimes you might launch something that people don't want. Do you like test products beforehand? Do you do like dry tests and stuff like that?
Offer testing is a really, really important piece of what we do. So now we have millions of people on our email and SMS list now, so we can kind of cheat and send a survey out and be like, vote for this and get a chance to win a gift card or something. And we can get 500, 2,000 votes very quickly. What we used to do is run an offer with some paid ads, pop out a landing page, do a mock-up. We even do it with packaging. So we'll do like, these are 3 different types of toothpaste that we sell. So you've got your standard, if you're using whitening toothpaste today, that's what you're gonna use. If you want a little bit more pizzazz and you want some vitamins in there, you're gonna go with the vitamin advanced formula whitening toothpaste. If you want everything that you can get from a toothpaste, you're gonna go Diamond Series whitening toothpaste. This is fluoride plus nanohydroxyapatite. So both ingredients. It has our Diamond Better For You whitening formula, so it's got advanced whitening, repairs your enamel, stops sensitivity. It has a drug facts on the back. It's the only one with a drug facts. And so what we'll do in offer testing, for example, is we'll do a multivariate test of these 3 offerings, send traffic from our email list, Facebook ads, Google ads, whatever, and then we can see between these 3 offerings, which one has the highest click-through rate, which one are people buying 6 of this one, but only 3 of this one? Why is that? So you can test for a little bit of money, even with mock-ups on Photoshop, and just see price points. Will they pay more for this one, more for this one, or more for this one? Right now, we have it where this is our standard, kind of the lowest price toothpaste you're gonna get from us. This is the step up because it's this plus vitamins. And then this is the drug facts full on area 1, 2, 3. And we found that people will spend $2 to $3 more for those added benefits. So now we know how to position them price wise. This probably goes to Nordstrom since it's the premium one. This one's vitamin infused. This goes on TikTok because there's a lot to talk about. This is amazing whitening toothpaste. Let's go ahead and put that in retail.
Interesting. So you even choose the distribution channels based on the product, and it's, wow, that is...
All from offer testing. You just look at it, and even if you don't have the product made, you can refund the customer, right? You go, oh, sorry, the last one was sold. We're going to give you a refund plus a $100 gift card for our apologies. But now you know a stranger was about to buy 12 of those.
Wow.
I should probably launch that. And then also which vitamins are important. B6, CoQ10, magnesium, fish oil. Can we put fish oil in the tooth? So we have to test, like, looking at Amazon, what's moving and shaking, Google Trends, Google keywords, what products are moving, ashwagandha, shilajit, some of these different areas. You go, okay, does the shilajit toothpaste make sense? Is the sublingual ingestion of the shilajit enough to impact the body, or is it just something to throw on the box? So we kind of work through that and then test it, because what you don't want to do is you spend 6-12 months building a product, you launch it, now you're discounting it to get rid of it, you don't know what's going on, you're confused. Spend $500, run 5 different tests at $100 each, and just see, oh wow, the one that says collagen is a 3x, like they'll pay 3x more. We need to figure that out. Then you go back to your manufacturing with, dude, I don't know how you're gonna figure it out, but we need collagen in this thing, because my little Facebook test or Google test said that's an 8x ROAS. It beat everything else. So we are doing collagen toothpaste. And now you know, like, okay, that's
you're making now collagen toothpaste?
Not today. We're doing stuff with probiotics, but the same thing, right? We test with probiotics. If we can infuse probiotics, like we have a mouthwash somewhere in here that has our microbiome formula, and we found that people will spend a little bit more, which means we have a little bit more to put in the product, that we can put the probiotics, the prebiotics, but there's certain ingredients they don't care for so as much. So if I put caffeine in the toothpaste, do they care as much as a probiotic? well, why don't you just throw up 2 pages, 5 minutes of work, plus probiotic, plus vitamin C, and then see which one. You could even do like a get on the wait list, notify me, any type of metrics. And then you might realize, like our toothbrushes, we sell pink, blue, and black, kind of the same. So it doesn't really matter. So like pink, blue. Now, if we had like a yellow, that might be a lower seller. So we'll go and test. Let's try yellow. We're coming out with 3 new colors. Click to add to the wait list and get 50% off when it launches. So now we track the email clicks of which color they first tap. And now we go, dang, 80% of people are tapping pink.
Yeah.
Let's do pink. Okay, cool. Then we do pink. And then you ask them again. That's just an easy way. There's some stuff that, yes, we've invented the powder. We didn't ask them, hey, would you guys want a powder that you can, sprinkle onto? My team's going to kill me. But, right, we'll vacuum that.
Is that powder? What kind of powder is that?
This is hydrogen peroxide powder. With breath freshening, so you just sprinkle it on. That one's on the open hole, but you sprinkle it on your toothpaste, right? Any toothpaste.
And it whitens your teeth?
And it whitens your teeth.
I need
instantly.
that. I need
Yeah,
that.
that's the magic powder. That thing's sold out everywhere. We had 100 million views so far on that one product.
Wow.
And it's the world's first and only product.
Okay,
like
this product, for example, how did you come up with the idea for this product?
So the magic powder, people weren't switching to these toothpastes. So we've got, and I'm telling you, if you try our toothpaste, 99% of the time, you're never going to want to use anything else. But people are just, it's hard to get them to switch. And if we said, well, let's meet them in the middle, let's create a special formula where we can powderize some of our ingredients. We have a bunch of stuff going into that powder soon of additional value inside of there. We said, okay, let's try powder and let's try gel. We have a booster gel as well that we launched. Here we go. So we've got these booster gels that you can put on top of your toothpaste. Here it is. So this is a booster gel, and this you can use every time you brush your teeth. You put just a little bit of gel right on top of your toothpaste. This is a microbiome booster gel, so it's going to boost the whitening, and it's also microbiome friendly, and you use it every time you brush. This is our standard booster gel, which is without the microbiome extras, and this you add every time you brush as well. I'll show you what the gel looks like. You got to prime the pump when you first get it so that it's not leaking when it travels. Oh, and then you just get a little bit of gel right there. And that goes on top of your toothbrush, on top of your toothpaste, with your toothpaste. This isn't your toothpaste, this is a topper to the toothpaste. So we did that, and then this started to sell really well. And then we launched our powder, and the whole idea was, can they still use Crest, still use Sensodyne, still use whatever toothpaste they want to use? How do we get them inside of there? And so that was the area of, well, do we have to have the number one toothpaste in the world, or could we have the number one toothpaste booster in the world? And then eventually, when people trust this, they want to try our toothpaste.
Wow.
And then eventually they do the toothpaste and the booster.
You're looking for blue oceans, basically.
I'm looking for purple oceans.
Purple? Why
Purple oceans. Red oceans are extremely competitive. So if I just launched another anti-cavity toothpaste, why would they buy it?
Oh yeah,
from
it's
me?
hard.
You got to find a purple ocean. So you got red oceans, super competitive. Blue oceans, completely open. But blue oceans are dangerous because you don't have proven, there's no proof
of consumption.
No proof of consumption, no proof of anything, concept. And then purple's right in the middle. So you go, all right, toothpaste would be red. A spray that you never need to go to the dentist again, and you just go shh, and it seals all your teeth. That's blue ocean. No one's ever invented that. So that would be cool. You never have to go to the dentist again. You just do this thing. By the time I create that, it's 20 years from now or so. I don't know if that's possible. But in between is the world's first and only sprinkle powder for oral care. So now it's meeting in the middle. You go, oh, I just put this next to my toothpaste, so I could keep using Sensodyne. Yeah. Just sprinkle a little bit on. Oh, I could do that. I could try that out. Why not? I'm going to boost something I already like. So I like and trust. So now using ancillary products as our influencers. Because people buy from who they like and trust, and they buy products from brands they like and trust. So for me to tell you, like, let's say you like hanging out with, I'm just going to make this up, Joe's sitting right there. Like, I like hanging out with Joe. If I come in and go, never hang out with Joe again, he sucks. You need to only hang out with me. Why were you even hanging out with him in the beginning? That's so stupid, but it's okay. You're not stupid anymore. You're my friend. Never talk to him again. And you're like, I really like hanging out with him. We were going to go golfing this Sunday. He's really nice to me and stuff. Instead, if I come in and go, yo, you guys are going golfing, right? I got 2 brand new clubs for both of you guys to use when you're going golfing. And it's going to help you. And there's this little thing on the golf club that allows you to tweak it. And so now I'm supporting what you already like. And now there's affinity. And you go, dude, that was so much fun. We need these things. Like, so I'm boosting what you already like. If you're obsessed with your product, telling you to not stop using the product you're obsessed with is going to be an uphill battle for me.
You can't shift the behavior that was already like ingrained so much. Like, but you
My
can
great grandma used Colgate. Why would I change?
Yeah.
So you go, you're right. Your great grandma's so smart. Here's some powder to boost your great grandma. And you're like, oh yeah, now you're boosting something you already believe in. So that is easier to build affinity and connection from a branding perspective than to say completely new, that's stupid, forget it. Like, you can't jump that quickly. I've learned my lessons. So now it's like, let's meet the customer where they're at. Let's rapidly improve and create a moat of innovation with that product and with that customer base, where now we have millions of people that are, this is part of their routine. I'm going to put a little powder on when I brush. And our super users, they use both. Gel, snow toothpaste, powder, snow toothbrush, snow mouthwash, and then a snow strip on the way to work. So the daily routine, we're in someone's mouth for up to 30 minutes a day.
Wow. Is this still a best-selling product?
Yeah, it's always been, but now, our toothbrushes, strips, powder, a lot of those products give that a run for its money, but we also have wireless versions of them as well. So this here is our #1 selling like ever. I'll show you a couple here, and I know I want you to try this new, not this mouthwash, but I got another mouthwash for you. Yeah, we got all kinds of stuff we're constantly testing. These are our purple tabs. We've got some secret ingredients we're testing in here that people are going to absolutely die for. And so we're constantly testing stuff. We have a magic whitening foam that is for sale. We just sold out, actually. Oh, wow. We're testing some new formulations.
What it does?
Smell it.
How do you do it?
It's so you can use this as a toothpaste. You don't even need toothpaste anymore. But people use it to whiten. It's if you have braces, aligners, you put it in the aligner to clean your aligners, night guards. A lot of braces and aligner customers use the foam because when you have all the brackets around your teeth, the foam gets all around the brackets. It feels so really refreshing. And then this is the one that you can try later on. This is our new advanced mouthwash. And this is straight from the lab.
No alcohol.
And it smells no alcohol. But when you use it later, you'll see.
Tingling, what you mentioned, right?
And it's like, you would think you had alcohol, but instead of drying your mouth like alcohol does, this refreshes, moisturizes your mouth before you go to sleep.
Does it have chamomile?
No, it's got, that one has, let me see the IL. This one here, so this is our top seller currently, our Arctic Frost. But what we did is we added, this one has essential oils in it. And it's a similar smell. And it just smells really, really good. So we've got essential oils, all kinds of, depending on the
And I think I'm going to change my whole, oral care with you.
Now you can, man. You can brush with snow. There's our LED head. The LED component is actually built into the base. So behind these bristles is an LED, kind of like a circuit board that controls the LED. So a lot of people think we shoot light through here. I wish we could. It actually has a mechanism in here that locks in, and then that allows the light in the different versions of the toothbrush. So you can And this is our top selling toothbrush. We also have an advanced toothbrush right here. This advanced one comes with a face brush, tongue scraper, self-sanitizing charging case, so it kills all the bacteria while it's charging. Red light, blue light, and purple light. Red's for your gums, blue's for whitening, purple's for both. So this has everything in one. And then we've got this one here, which is our standard. This is just the blue light for whitening. So this is a great everyday travel brush. On the snow side, one of our top sellers. And then this is the advanced version. And then same thing here. This is what you will see in Costco. This is our teeth whitening kit. We've sold over 1 million units of these.
Wow.
This is going into Costco. And then we have some like special edition wireless like teeth whitening kits. This we did with Amanda Cerny. She's got 25 million followers. Welcome to the Snow family. This is like a rainbow kind of style wireless teeth whitening system.
Wow. How many of these products did you come up with ideas for?
All of them.
All of them?
Yeah. Everything here is every idea, every single thing, from the packaging, the lip we use, the viscosity of each gel, everything is thought about.
Wow.
How it's open, the unboxing experience, the ratio of airspace, that little corner inside of the box so that it sits, so that it doesn't jingle. So that when you hold this thing feels like, if you get this for a birthday gift, it feels like it's all together, you know? So everything, the sizing, the air, how it arrives, is it crumpled, is it sealed? Everything we're thinking
And
about.
you didn't graduate for like
I don't know any of this
product development or something.
No, you look at it, you talk to your customers. They're like, it's kind of hard to open. You're like, why? I think the magnets. Well, let's make the magnets less strong. Okay. And then you try it out. You're like, oh yeah, it's easier to open. Send it to the customer. Be like, Becky, is it easier to open? She's like, oh yeah, this is money. And then that's your new version. The problem is no one listens to their customers. Everyone's afraid to call their customers who give them money and go, why did you buy this? And they go, oh, I like this, I like this, I like this. And you learn. And most people don't do that.
You do
That's the
that.
problem. I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with my customers. A stranger giving me money for something I made, and then they're also willing to give me a bunch of feedback.
Most people hiding from customers.
Correct. ROAS, order number 77 keeps emailing me. I call them. What's up? Talk for an hour.
So 13, 14, these are high level decisions.
Yeah.
These are high level, like that, many people, they don't start making those decisions until they're like in their 20s, 30s, 40s.
Right.
Right. And some people like wake up in their 50s and they start, oh, wow, like everything I thought about like is not as secure as I thought, or people getting fired from their jobs.
Right.
Do you think something in your like external environment kind of like stimulated that?
So, it's not like in my environment, it was very focused on survival. And it wasn't talking about, we just didn't have that luxury growing up. My dad left everything on the table to come here, and I was born here. And there's just I could see that there was a gap, and I didn't know all this stuff. I can speak clearly about it now. At the time, it was based off of fear. Oh my gosh, what if something bad happens? Oh my gosh, once I'm 18, I'm really on my own, and I've got to figure that out. And it's not like my family doesn't want to help me. They can't. So when you grow up with that necessity, and I think at a certain point, a divorce, midlife crisis, things happen at some point where people wake up and say, okay, like I got to figure out what I'm doing or what is going on. And for me at 13, 14, it started to itch. And I, at the time, was spending time in the Phoenix Public Library where there's a ton of computers, ton of books. And I was sitting there, all my friends, or the friends I had made there at the library, they were playing games on the computer. And I was sitting there like, that game should have this, this, and this. Or what if it did this? And they're like, shut up, like just play the game. And so I was like, I got to figure out how to make one of those games, because if that's the best thing, that can't be right. There could be better. So I had that little thought, and I said, well, I've got to figure out how to make this. And the best thing about not knowing much is that you don't know what you don't know. It's like skiing, right? Learning to ski as an adult versus as a 3-year-old. They have no sense of fear. They're just flying down the mountain. And then at 43 with children and a 401k, you're like, that tree could kill me, Becca. Like it's a different scenario, right? So I think that back then, the younger you are and the less you have to lose, which I had nothing to lose at the time, everything to me. And I stumbled into a competition at the library where you read books, you take a test, you get points. And with those points, as a kid, you can get like jerseys, pencils, just random stuff. And I picked up a book that said how to make websites for dummies. And I said, yeah, I think this is something I could read. Has a lot of pictures in it. I get a lot of points for reading it. And after reading a few of those, I was like, man, maybe I could use this computer over here. If I type in a few of these things, maybe it'll do something. So I start typing it in. Little do I know I'm learning how to program. I'm learning how to design. And I'm like, well, how do I do this? I can't afford Photoshop. I'm Googling everything. So that was the very start, was creating something. And I still didn't know at the time that people would pay me to even do that. It was just, I figured out how to make something. It didn't cost me anything. And then a couple of months later is when someone else found out that I was making these websites and said, could you make one for me? Could you make one for so-and-so? What do you charge for making those websites? So at 14, I had the first chance to charge someone to make a website for them. And with that money, buy my first computer so I could like go to school all day, come home and build my business and build websites. And it was just like my dog poop business. Have my little business card. I make websites. I'm a programmer. I didn't know what I was doing, but I was learning along the way. And then once I got my first computer at home that was my own, that I could work on, then my parents were just like, keep your grades up. We don't know what you're doing on the computer. As long as it's legal and you keep your grades up, you're set. So then I went to town and it was like, all right, let me build websites. Let me add AdSense to my websites. How do I rank higher in Google since SEO is free and I don't have money? So then I was like, well, let me charge clients to do SEO for them. Now I'm learning how to do more. Now I'm building a team because I was in high school at the time. So I Googled how to hire a team when you're in school all day. Freelancer.com, Upwork, all of these things, Odesk back in the day, that came up. I go, oh, I can hire 6 people in Pakistan right now. I go to sleep, do my homework, go to sleep. I wake up and they have the wireframe done of the website for the client that I'm working with. So that was me 15, 16 years old. And then by 17, I had sold over $1 million through affiliate marketing. So that's when I figured out that I could build a website.
What kind of program? What kind of affiliate?
Oh, dude, I was selling anything I could. But it was like weight loss. A lot of it was like weight loss stuff. Some cosmetic stuff. Some teeth whitening, believe it or not, back in the day. And so I was promoting that. I was like, I could build a website, make it rank, write the content, and then once it ranks, put my affiliate link, and then I just keep adding to it, and it's going to get better and better. So I realized that model, and then it was until after that when I said, what if I was the affiliate offer? What if I was the one paying $30 a sale? Because I'm making all this money from affiliate. How much are they making? I could do this way better. The product's not even good. So that's where it started to come together. I had an agency where I was doing it for clients, spending millions of their dollars to learn how to acquire customers, building a team with that while I was building my own projects. And then finally I was like, what if I could use what I've learned here and start to create my own stuff? I go after the affiliates, do SEO for the brand, use the money to market and advertise like I'm using the client's money to grow their business. So that's when I decided, after I finished university, sold my agency and went full on into, all right, I'm going to build brands from scratch and we're going to do everything: customer support, marketing, formulation, everything that we would charge clients for before. We're going to do it on our own stuff now. So that's where it was like piece by piece to build the confidence to finally get to that point to say, I know I could sell $1 million a month of anything. Why don't I sell something I feel very proud of that I built and that we can control? Because a lot of ideas would get turned down by the clients and things like this. So I said, I'm going fully into business. We're going to build everything, control everything, do all of our own marketing. And that will be the Olympics of truly, am I the entrepreneur I believe that I've become? Do it all on your own now, essentially. And that was when Snow was really that first big calling. of, okay, build an oral care competitor that adds value in the marketplace where you do everything: ship it, store it,
Mm-hmm.
supply it, refund it, return it, service it, everything. And
Mm.
that was, for the last 10 years, the hardest work in my life, but also the most rewarding work of my life. Even though I've taken zero off the table, for me, building this business, I've learned so much about myself, about the market. I got to work with such amazing people. Now we have a dream team, like everything that's inside of there. And it started with poor little kid in the library. Oh, I
Mm-hmm.
made a blog. Oh, it ranks in Google. Put some AdSense.
Hmm.
Instead of AdSense, put affiliate links. Instead of affiliate links, put my own product links to
But
sell it.
that poor kid wasn't afraid to try.
No, because I didn't know better.
Huh.
It's a kid going down the mountain. They don't know what a black diamond ski mountain is. They just go, okay, pizza, all right, and just goes. The fearlessness and the ignorance and the lack of knowing
Mm-hmm.
should be your advantage. Being broke should be your advantage. Not knowing something should be your advantage. I now can program, design, write copy, edit video, commercials, run media on multiple platforms, affiliate. I can do almost everything in all of my businesses now.
Hmm.
And do you have to? I don't know. For me, it's not about micromanagement. It's about understanding every piece. A
Yeah.
lot of entrepreneurs say, I'm not a numbers guy. You're not, and you're in business. That's scary, because if you're the
Huh.
leader and you're not a numbers guy and you got to wait for your CFO to tell you what your margins are, that's scary.
Huh.
So you have to be not just a marketing guy, branding guy, sales girl, accounting girl. Like, you have to know everything about your business if you want to build something for a long period of time that's big and worth a lot of money. You have to know, because if you don't obsess over it, someone else will, and the customers will notice that lapse in attention to detail.
Mm.
And that obsession is how look at Netflix, Blockbuster. You see all these scenarios. Businesses go out of business, I think, for two main reasons: relevance, they lose relevance, and or liquidity, cash, they run out of money.
Mm-hmm.
One happens first or the other, but if they lose relevance, so Kodak or Blockbuster, they lose relevance, boom, they lose money, so they go out of business. They could be super relevant, but they lose money. GoPro, or let's say something happens, I'm making
Mm-hmm.
up scenarios here, but they lose cash flow before they lose relevance. So one's going to happen at some point in a brand's arc. It could be 100 years, it could be 1 year. So if you have a fad product, you're going to die out of relevance very quickly, which
Mm-hmm.
means the profit will then die down very quickly.
Yeah.
So, which means your liquidity is out and you got to sell the business or you're out. So when I look at a horizon for a business, if I'm going to run Snow for 25 years, we got to treat our customers like gold. We got to make sure we're listening to every word they're saying before someone else does, because you don't want another brand to listen to the customer better than you can,
Mm-hmm.
because if they have a reason to try something else and it's really good, you can't ever think that you're the only one that can do what you do in the world. There's always going to be, it might take 10 years, 20 years, but I live with, as long as we stay in our lane with our ethos: innovation, value, efficacy to the customer, brand. There's something that's our brand stands for beyond just branding. What is the
Mm-hmm.
branding? It's consistency. It's taking care of the customer. So there's all these pieces but you start again, like me in the library, one website, but the hunger and desire to chase difficulty, because that means growth. And now I can say 18 years later at 31, the compounding nature of what I've been able to learn in so many spaces. I've built, scaled, sold, and I've also failed in a lot of areas outside of e-commerce, outside of oral care. So this diverse set of empiricism over 18 years of getting my teeth kicked in all these different scenarios, that's what I teach about. That's what I share. I try to prevent others from getting there. There's no reason to, but it creates a different maturity in the entrepreneur, I believe. And at this point, for me, like a brand like Snow, um, our reviews are stellar. Our return rates are the lowest they've ever been in terms of people refunding, returning. Everyone loves the products. They're world first. They're great ingredients. They've got solid margins. Could they get better? Sure. You sell more, the margins get lower. Yes. Now it's about distribution and getting the products to more people. And so that's the arc that a brand like Snow is in. I have another brand, Anala, that's a few years old, that's at a different arc, similar to where Snow is. And that's like opening up retail for the first time, affiliates, TikTok shop. So it's like different layers that the business is in. But 80% of business is the same, I found, across hair care, oral care, lead gen, affiliate. But the 20% is what makes the success. If you want to make $1 million a year, small business, you can do that just doing the 80%. But if you want to build $100 million to $1 billion enterprise value business, it's in that 20% that makes the difference.
Because you have made your first million at 17?
17 years old.
Wow. 17.
And that was through affiliate, so not my own products, but yeah, through affiliate marketing.
Still, $1 million is $1 million. How much money you spent like initially to launch Snow?
Definitely less than $250,000. Now keep in mind, I was already a millionaire when I launched Snow. Like, it wasn't my first business, but it's also like building an oral care company is nearly impossible. So like, I needed every piece I could, but I still spent less than $250,000 with the product, the inventory, the research, some initial consulting, like all, and including the batch of product. So that's on the higher end. But I was trying to innovate pretty much from day one. I'm like, why are they going to stop using a great brand like Crest, Colgate, Sensodyne and start using Snow, or like our powder, you can sprinkle it on your Crest or your Colgate. You don't need to use Snow toothpaste to use a Snow product. So we created a way that you can use Crest, you can use Colgate, you can use Sensodyne, you can use an Oral-B toothbrush and still be a Snow customer. And so that in the beginning, I wanted to start with one product, which was the teeth whitening system. And I needed to figure out how can people whiten their teeth really well, but not have as much sensitivity as they're used to. Because me personally, I had sensitive teeth. And so I'm like, I want to whiten my teeth. I need something for sensitive teeth. I need to innovate on the formula. And then I need to innovate on the LED technology. In the very, very beginning, I started with a battery-powered light. And I didn't like it, so very quickly we changed it. And then we invented the ability to plug it into the phone, because all of our customers, by talking to them, I'm like, how are you using Snow? Oh, I use it when I'm taking my makeup off at night. I use it when I'm cleaning the house, but I always have my phone when I'm using it. And I go, well, why can't we just have it plug into the phone? Very little power. We can use even more LED strength without the battery inside of it. The mouthpiece can be smaller and more comfortable instead of plastic and rigid. So then we went to more of a silicone universal fit mouthpiece, and then listening to the customers, the mouthpiece is too big, the mouthpiece is too small, la 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 la. And you just go back and forth every month.
One of the interviews that no product is ever perfect. It's always like work in progress.
You have certain products that have been mostly perfected. And perfection is kind of the use case in which it's utilized most popularly. So like a Q-tip has been kind of perfected, even though on the back it says do not put in your ears. So that product, how much more can you perfect it? Also, perfection comes from value to the marketplace. So if they're used to paying a penny for a Q-tip and you come out with a $5 Q-tip because it has a camera on it or something, do people really want that? Are they willing to spend that much more for that product? Are you really solving a need that is going to be worth it? And I spent millions through research and development. We do all of our research and development in-house, and we contract firms and stuff, but where I created like a very, very advanced teeth whitening system. We put an accelerometer in it where you can play games while you're whitening your teeth on your phone through an app. We added all this stuff in there, and then we realized the customers just wanted a more comfortable mouthpiece, longer battery life, faster shipping, a better warranty. Like, these were things we could do for $5. And we're sitting here saying, what if it does this? What if it mines Bitcoin while it's plugged in and charging? This was in 2020, 2019. And I'm like, oh yeah, your teeth whitening kit, you can play games with it. You can mine Bitcoin. It has an app. I had all of these things. So we built it. We spent $1.5 million building this thing. We launched it. And that was such a stupid mistake, because if we would have, and we were talking to customers, we just got a little excited and said, you know, Steve Jobs has this quote, you know, people don't always know what they want or need until you give it to them. Most of the time you can kind of, especially with AI nowadays, you can scrape all the reviews, analyze them, have an idea and say, oh, they're just looking for more minty.
Yeah.
Like with our toothpaste, getting the foaminess right was it took us 2 years to get the foaminess, because the reason why most toothpaste is foamy is they use an ingredient called SLS and triclosan that's used in like Tide detergent and like cleaning stuff, and it creates a foam.
It's
but
not good for you.
It's not necessarily the best thing for your very sensitive inside of your mouth, but people are so used to foam equaling it works. The alcohol in the mouthwash thinking it works. All alcohol does, it kills germs, but there's other things that do that, but it dries out your mouth. So if you mouthwash with alcohol at night, you go to sleep with a dry mouth. You know what loves dry mouth? Cavities.
Oh, wow.
Bacteria. So that you're drying out your mouth when you go to sleep, but people are looking for that tingle. So we had to create a tingle in our very clean, nice mouthwash that doesn't use alcohol. We had to mimic, and I'll have you try some when we get there. We have a new formula that mimics.
I would love to try, yeah.
And it feels like you used alcohol, like your mouth's like, it feels really good, but it doesn't dry, it actually moisturizes. So you get the feeling they're looking for, sell them what they want, give them what they need. What do they want with toothpaste? I want a foamy, you know, I put a little bit on, it foams in my mouth, and you can't really create that when you're not using that same ingredient. So we had to find other ways to increase the foaminess. Then there was also issues with the color. Our toothpaste is not a pure white color, especially the one that has vitamins in it. We put vitamin B6, B12, CoQ10, magnesium. So while you're brushing underneath your tongue, it's absorbing those ingredients. In your gums, it's absorbing those ingredients and whitening and doing everything else that you want. And the problem is that if we don't if we don't use an artificial dye to dye it, you know, a different color, it's the natural color. And, you know, getting customers comfortable with, hey, your toothpaste doesn't always have to be pure white. It might be a little bit off-white because it has vitamins in it or essential oils or something else. So that is really hard to do. Education and marketing is very expensive. And so what we try to do is we try to meet the customer where they're at and give them just a little bit of a delight, like our powder. You sprinkle the powder on, instantly you get a boost of whitening with snow. You can use it for months. It's right there, easy. You meet them where they're at, instead of it's got 500 vitamins and 500 things. And sometimes entrepreneurs think you have to create, and I've got a patent. We have 5 world first and only inventions in oral care. So we've been able to accomplish a lot of these things, but a lot of entrepreneurs think, I need to wait until my product is perfect, or I have something, Josh, that no one has created. I need you to sign an NDA and
People pitch you all the time, probably.
Like, dude, I mean, I've been counterfeited 1,000 times. Like, it doesn't matter. You got to go. You got to move. And it's really, if you got something good, throw it on the market. Throw a landing page out there with a rendering from Fiverr and run $50 of ads and see if someone buys. Run 5 offers at once. And if nobody buys any of them, go back to the counter and think of some more stuff, because I'm not a dentist. I just am passionate about smiles and confidence, and I was using whitening my whole life. And then obviously a lot of people have teeth. It's a very competitive. The hardest thing I've ever done is build snow by far.
Really? Out of all the businesses you have built?
By far, by like a magnitude of 100.
Well, why is that?
I mean, oh no, I hope they're all right.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Oh my gosh. I hope they're okay. The oral care is hard because people buy oral care mostly at the store. They buy toilet paper. Oh, I need some more toothpaste. Get another pack. They're not really sitting there thinking, do I need keto toothpaste, vegan toothpaste? So there's not a lot of shift. And if you think about for the last 100 years, I don't think anybody said, Alex, toothpaste is really expensive. I need you to brush once a week now. No, they say, hey, let's stop getting these steaks. They're expensive. Okay, boom. They're not going to cut out toothpaste. They're not going to cut out your toothbrush.
So it's an essential product.
It's an essential consumer staple, but that, even though that means it's a big market, how the heck do you get them over. In supplement space, you have gummies, you have all these different things, you can bring them over. You can say, oh, you like magnesium and ashwagandha and vitamin D? We put them all in one gummy. Oh, that's innovation. Like, that's different. With toothpaste, like what? What is it? It whitens? Okay, what else? Anti-cavity? Okay. Does it taste good? Is it foamy? But then you're talking about 8 billion people with teeth.
Yeah.
So the market potential is huge, but there's a reason why there's only 5 of us left. 10 years later, I thought there would be 10, 20 snows at this point, different ways. And there are a lot more than there were before, but it's still pretty much a few companies at the top dominating. And then there's a few of us that are actually creating this innovation, building a loyal customer base, really driving true value in the marketplace. And in January of this year, we dropped our prices 40% across all products.
Wow.
We dropped them for the first time ever. We just dropped them. And I said, you know what? At the end of the day, we built the best product. We believe we have the best product line in oral wellness and oral health, especially teeth whitening. And if you sell for, like we did in the beginning, $150, $200, $300, $400 products, we had 1 million customers with those $200, $300 products, but you're not going to get to 10, 20, 30 million. It's harder to get to 30 million customers. They're going to spend 400 on a toothbrush in America, even. Like, it's hard to do. But if you say, well, take the same toothbrush and make it the same price as everyone else, but it's 3 times better. Now the marketing, you no longer have to worry about price and discounts and all this stuff being a piece of the marketing. It's just, it's a freaking awesome product. If I told you this car was the exact same price as that van, exact same price, exact same car, nothing changed. It's just the price dropped. That was an experiment, which is very dangerous to do. I never really recommend that to entrepreneurs.
Did you test it like on a smaller scale?
We tested it and we saw that because we're so expensive, right? Like $300 for a teeth whitening kit is a lot, and nobody's been able to do that. We've sold millions of them at that point, and so we said, well, that's your early adopter phase. You get that's the timing of the market. Right now, inflation's high. Everyone's raising their prices. Consumers are they're tired of buying stuff that doesn't work. They're tired of getting taken advantage of. It's just that sentiment in the world right now. And I think by saying, look, we're going to drop our prices 40%, what ends up happening is instead of the customer through their AOV, let's say our AOV is $150 and your product's $150, the main one, you're mostly selling one of your main thing, maybe with a little bit of extra. But if you drop that price in half, now they can buy more products in that same order. So now instead of Alex just saying, let me just buy the toothbrush. It's $180. Let's just try the toothbrush. Let's not buy the toothpaste. Let's not get the mouthwash. It's $30. You just buy the toothbrush. Then eventually, which is what we've been doing for 10 years, you go, that was the best toothbrush I ever used. I'm going to try the toothpaste now. And you kind of do that. Instead, you go, oh, I'm going to get the starter pack, the toothbrush, the toothpaste, the mouthwash, the floss, and then a free gift. Now you have 5 chances for them to fall in love with your brand in one time and come back. And they might say, the mouthwash, I hate it. The toothpaste is weird, but my husband likes it, so I'm gonna buy it for him. He stole it from me. So you have 5 chances now to get that customer locked into loyalty, subscription. And they go, I tried 5, but that mouthwash, And then they subscribe, they come back, they buy 6 packs. But if I just sold them the toothbrush for $150, I would have made the same revenue. But let's say you go, I think the toothbrush is overpriced. I don't really think it's cleaning the way my Philips is. I want to return it. And then I'm not going to try anything else from them. It's expensive. So you see the change.
Yeah.
And when you're in a market, now if I'm selling Bugattis, don't drop your price. You have your customer. That's who you sell to.
But there's only so many of them.
And Ferrari sells more Ferrari hats, Ferrari Puma track pants than they do Ferraris. And they sell a lot of Ferraris. But that is the lifestyle kind of aspect. How many people buy a Ferrari toy when they're a kid, or a poster or something before they actually buy the Ferrari? And so how many people buy a fake Louis Vuitton before they buy the real Louis Vuitton? And so you got to know your customer and know that space. And I talked to someone at LVMH one time. I was like, what do you guys do with all the counterfeit Louis Vuitton and Gucci? And they said, we try to combat it where we can, but we also understand that when someone buys a counterfeit Gucci or Louis Vuitton, they know it's fake. And even if they get away with it and people don't realize that it's fake, all they're thinking is, I can't wait till I buy the real one. So it
Wow.
warms, it's a tripwire for their eventual customer. And it gets the branding out. It's got Louis Vuitton out there walking around with it. So they're like, yeah, we'd rather not have the knockoffs, but we know we can't stop it completely. So we might as well make sure it at least kind of migrates people into the store, because the moment someone goes, oh, I thought that was real Louis Vuitton, and then you go, oh, and now all you desire is the status from that displaced feeling. So in a weird way, counterfeits increase their sales. And that's me saying, I can't prove that. I'm just, from what I've saw, that if you don't have that counterfeit market and truly only the people that can afford it can have it, how much marketing are you missing out on by people who desire it all around? So for us, if you can only sit at our table for snow, give me $150 and then you could be a customer. Dang, dude, I can't right now. Maybe next time. I'll see. I don't know. If I go $5, try our floss. It's freaking amazing. 60-day money back guarantee, even if that floss is empty. Oh yeah, I'll try that out. And now you're adding more to your cart. I'm getting floss. I'm getting a water flosser. I'm getting this. So now the customer, from a value perspective, they feel a lot better. They go, this is good. But the thing is, you have to drop your COGS to match your margin. So if you're going to drop your prices, that's stupid to just drop your prices. You have to figure out how can we create margin while dropping the prices to sell more product. Does that really help? Most companies, I tell them to increase prices.
Yeah.
It's only for snow, because you got to remember, like, I literally had a $10,000 teeth whitening kit. $10,000 teeth whitening
I remember,
system with diamonds and stuff. Like, that was where snow was, okay? Now we're going to Costco, CVS, Amazon, TikTok Shop. So it's no longer just Nordstrom, Kardashian, all this stuff. Everybody has teeth. Everybody should be using snow. And now that our prices are 40% less, there's no reason not to use a snow product.
Wow. And so was that change, like the wish you've done it earlier? Was dropping the prices?
So it's hard to say, because the more margin you have and the higher price you are, and the longer and the more you market, the more people you're going to attract that want to rip you off, counterfeit you, etc., because there's spread available. If you're only making $1 selling a screwdriver on Amazon, no one's going to rip you off. Because no one wants to make $1. You're making the dollar. You can have it. But if you're making a lot of margin, eventually the sharks come in and people start sniffing. And Crest came out with their own whitening kit after us. Colgate came out with one after us. So eventually that happens, right? But we're on such the cutting edge of innovation that by the time someone tries to catch up, we have 3 new ingredients, a new way. So you kind of stay on top of it. So we had 55 million unique visitors so far hit trysnow.com.
Wow.
So we've had 55 million people just on the website, unique visitors. So we had a lot of people, but only a couple million packages that we shipped out. So it could have been a lot higher if our price was lower. What that did, though, on the other side of that, though, is that it created our brand positioning. Everybody, it allowed us to invest that money. The reason why you can't rip off Dyson vacuums perfectly is the technology. They have the machinery to do it specifically, but even more so, the cost of goods. So our cost of goods are so high that no one, or it's scary to copy us, because then you have to charge what we charge, $50. And even at $50, most brands can't charge that. They don't have the branding, they don't have the packaging, the quality.
You also have economies of scale and relationships, so you can negotiate better, right?
Correct.
You have more
Economies
leverage.
of scale. You focus on a few products that you have, like our powder. We're the world first to do it. Our strip is the first over-the-counter strip in the world. Like, it's the #1 dissolving strip in the country. So when we launch, our toothbrush has a face brush, the blue light, so when we have these innovation areas, but it hits a large market. Everybody has a toothbrush, everybody uses toothpaste every day. It's just a matter of how do we convince them to try ours, and then how through the product do we make the product so good that it convinces the customer to come back. Because ultimately, best product's going to win. You can get someone for $90 one time, and they're never coming back. We have sometimes a 60-70% returning customer rate on Shopify, because people come back and the products work. Now it's cheaper, so when they come back, they're not thinking, oh, I bought the wireless system for $300 last year, maybe I'll get the toothbrush this year. Now they're like, ooh, I can get the toothbrush for me and my wife. I can get this, I can get this, I can get this. Ooh, they got a new thing, I'm gonna get that.
Garage sale.
Yeah, then they get all of it at once, and then they come home, and then their daughter's like, Dad, where'd you get this from? How'd you know about this brand? And then the wife's like, honey, how'd you know that was on my wish list? And then he gets a little something for him. And then the son's like, did you get anything for me? Here, you can have these strips. They gave them to me as a gift. Dude, these strips are dope, Dad. Can I get some more of them? So now the whole family is infiltrated, right? It's like you come home and tell your family, I had a really good steak or dinner. You're like, cool, like glad, happy for you.
Yeah.
If, you come home and you go, hey, I just tasted this. You guys all need to taste it. I brought it all home for you guys. There's sides, there's steak, there's vegan. Find something for everyone to like. And then you find something in the product catalog where people go, I would never use a whitening kit, ever, even from Snow. But I love their toothbrush and I love their booster gel. So they find those pieces. And ultimately for us, as long as someone has teeth, we can help them feel more confident. We can bring innovation where they don't have to think. It's like, oh, I'm going to brush my teeth, get my vitamins, whiten my teeth, repair my enamel, stop sensitivity, everything in 2 minutes, and it costs the same as something that doesn't even do one of these things.
Did you have the same passion like you have now on the first day when you launched Snow?
I mean, I've always been passionate because starting out broke definitely motivated me. So not wanting to be broke, that definitely starts there. And then I think in order to compete at this level, you have to, like, I have so much respect for any business, but like when you go in and to create, you know, products, I mean, everything in here from the formula, the scent, the aftertaste, everybody on the team tries the products. We give them to select customers, get their feedback. Investors, retail, anyone we're working with is a part of our process because we're all on the same side of the table. We want to help as many customers and we want to sell a lot of product together. So if I send this to my buyer at Walgreens or CVS and they go, I don't know if our customer is going to like this. It's way too strong of a mint. Or could you guys do cinnamon instead? Oh yeah, we can definitely do cinnamon. Let's get some samples. We'll send it your way and you let me know. This is double cinnamon, triple cinnamon, quadruple cinnamon. Oh, not the quadruple. That's too strong. The double. A lot of times people aren't open to that feedback. If I could talk to every customer, like if I ran a shop and everyone came in and, oh, I really like this. And that would be a perfect world for me because I can see real time, oh, they're having a hard time opening this, right? We have customers that have arthritis, carpal tunnel. And so we think about how difficult are things to open. This might be easy for us, but for someone that's having a harder time, are they going to be able to open it? Are they going to drop the product as soon as it opens? How do we prevent that and seal it so that when it opens? So there's all these things and you just become obsessed. And I think through the obsession, even the way the packaging feels, the shiny, I mean, I'm looking at everything. Our team is like, what are we missing? The lights. So I think when you treat every product, every campaign, every ad, and you know that this is going, celebrities buy our products. Everybody that buys our products, we want them to walk away and say, wow, I cannot believe I got this. These are now $129. They start at $229 when we launched them.
Wow.
So $100 less. And so for $129, they go, gosh, it's got the charging case, the tongue scrubber, the face scrubber, the bag. It kills bacteria while it's charging. I can travel the world with it for 30 days. So now it's like, dang, this
There's so much value.
Really good. This value feels good. And creating each one of these it's a lot of work, but it's a work of art. And I see it like a chef would food. I want to make sure you taste the parsley before you taste the cilantro, or I want the pairing of wine to the fish. And so it's important when you see this. I think through as they open this and it slides down like an Apple product, right? And Apple's done a really good job with this type of modular packaging. So we took some stuff from them. But now you get a product like this.
Wow.
This sits on your vanity, just like this.
Man, this is like a piece of decor.
And that sits right there, protected from germs, hanging out, doing its thing. And then your guests come over and go, what the heck? You can plug it in on the side to charge at any time you need to while it's sitting in the dock. You reveal it, pop this puppy out. And we used to have a switch and stuff, but we had a lot of like carpal tunnel, arthritic customers. So now it's just a simple, this one's probably dead, but now it's just a simple tap to turn these on. This is a capsule collection we made about 2 years ago. But now I could plug this in and charge it. It sits on your vanity beautifully. Or if you're on the go, you're like, all right, I'm going to LA for the weekend. I gotta wipe my teeth, and you're good to go. So it's just easy, hangs out, and those are all just pieces of. And I can go for days on all of our products. Every single thing has a slightly different piece that they all come together on. But it's been a work of art. It started with one product, and now, boom. But you kind of take it from one, you listen to your customers, the people giving you the money. How do you make it better? Look at the competition, sure. But if you're innovating like we are, there's not a lot of competition that's going to necessarily push you. You have to look outside of the space and find like skincare, hair care, foot care, body care. I get a lot of inspiration from fragrance, a lot of those type of brands that I capture ideas from. Makeup. Makeup's a really big one. If you look at like our purple serum, slides right up, almost like a foundation.
That's a good point.
And so now you got the purple. So a lot of our inspiration, these are concentrated drops. Actually, here's the one of the samples of the finished product. That goes into your water flosser or your mouthwash to boost it. It's the world's first whitening drops. And so we're testing, that you can see is more of like a Nordstrom, Neiman Marcus. It's sexy. So we try to take the boring, make it sexy, but make it affordable and accessible to everyone with the best ingredients. And then, been doing this for 10 years, but it started with just this one. How people whiten their teeth. And it looked a lot different than it looks now, but how people whiten their teeth with an at-home system. This is now going into Costco. And now it's, do you want to brush your teeth? We have customers that will never buy a whitening kit from us, but they have like 12 other products. Toothbrush, the water flosser, the toothpaste. Their wife loves the strips. Their daughter loves the coconut or the mojito mouthwash. Here, I'll show you.
Mojito mouthwash?
Check that one out. Strawberry mojito. So it just depends. These you put on your toothbrush to keep them nice and sanitized. We partner with Steripod. These are charcoal floss picks for on the go. This is a lip scrub to get rid of all the crusties around your lips so your smile looks better. This is a probiotic you take every day to get rid of your bad breath and to overall your microbiome for your mouth. And then this is that case that we're talking about for the advanced toothbrush. You put the base of the toothbrush and your two heads in here, close it, and then it charges while it's sanitizing and killing bacteria. And then you can charge the case itself. So there's like technology, ingredients, packaging, but I freaking love it, man. And that's, I think, the end of the day is you got to be obsessed. We made this mirrored, so you have a little bit of a mirror opportunity to see your lips with the Snow logo behind it. This is one of which shipped probably 500,000 of these. And this is just a lip treatment. Even though we're not a lip care brand directly, we know that the lips are the frame to the smile. And would you put a Monet in a ratty old frame? No. So we try to help with the frame, put the nice thing in there. This is our kids line of Frost. These are their battery-powered toothbrushes. These are biodegradable manual toothbrushes. Bubblegum fluoride for the kids' mouth rinse. And you can see all really clean ingredients: fruit extracts, goji berry, hawthorn berry, potassium, xylitol, water, hydroxyapatite as well. And then we teach the kids, this is number 2. So you would see, number 1 is your birthday cake. So first you brush, then 2, you rinse, right? And then wherever our flossers are, somewhere here's 3. So we're teaching the kids 1, 2, 3. And so they go on a little adventure with Frost, our bear. And these are all custom. This is all custom art, characters, everything. And I was like, how do we make better for you oral care fun for kids? Well, let's get Frost the bear floating down the watermelon sea. And this idea came to me. I had this idea of Arctic animals and in space was just kind of, I felt like that would be something kids would like. So we created all of this. This is all custom molding, all the characters, they have names, storybooks, and it's all natural, biodegradable, fluoride-free for this one. This is good for young kids because they swallow, under 2, they swallow a lot of toothpaste. So you don't want them swallowing a lot of fluoride. So this is fluoride-free birthday cake. Tastes like a birthday cake. All natural, sugar-free, all the good stuff.
How much of your personal time goes to like product development?
Right now, about 20%, but sometimes it's like 60 to 80 when we're deep into product. Right now, everything looks good. We've launched a lot of really good stuff. We have veneer toothpaste. We've got all kinds of good stuff. There's a lot more we're launching and a lot more we want to launch, but right now we're, especially in Q4, it's all distribution.
Yeah, marketing.
It's marketing, it's inventory, it's customer support, it's all of that retail, Costco, like everything right now. But I think in the new year, Q1, Q2 are usually where I'm doing more product development. Q3, we're ordering stuff, getting ready for Q4, and then Q4 back again. So back in, once January, February comes again, then we'll look at our product pipeline. I mean, we have some amazing stuff in the pipeline. It's just, you don't want to launch everything at once. You have to take it slowly. And so we got some good stuff. But right now, our goal, ultimately, my goal is that someone could switch from another oral care brand completely. So you can do our mouthwash, our toothpaste, our toothbrush, our whitening, our water flosser, everything you need for oral care, like 90% of it, you can get from one brand, Snow. And you can trust that it's all virtually zero sensitivity, better for you ingredients, all this stuff you can trust. Where before it was like, if you want a whitening kit, buy it from us. And then it was like, if you want toothpaste, buy it from us. Now, what do you currently use? I use toothpaste, mouthwash, floss, and a water flosser. We have all of that we can replace for you. Where would you like to begin? Well, I'll try out the water flosser first. Mine's kind of getting old. And so now they get the water flosser, go, well, why don't I give you free drops? Try out these drops with the water flosser. I'll give it to you for free. The moment you put these drops in your water flosser, you're never going to want to water floss without them. All right, so this one is the first water flosser we came out with. So super travel friendly. Boom, slides up. Now you've got the reservoir water. Pop this puppy open, and then you can use the drops right here. So you just squeeze a little pump, bam, and then you drop that into your reservoir. Now you got this base ready to go. And then you fill it with water. You can put some mouthwash in there. You put this in here, and now your breath is so fresh. You're like, just from water flossing. So in the middle of the day, you put a drop in, and then you walk out. And it's like you brush your teeth. You like went to a cleaning. So these drops are awesome. I always use like a full squirt or one or two because I like the flavor of them. Look at me dropping it everywhere. So it super quiet, but also very, 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 very strong. And you have different modes on here as well. So this sold out. And we aren't bringing this one back at the moment just yet. What we're doing is we're giving our new version, which is right here, a chance to breathe a little. And this is our new version, which is also very strong. Let's see if I got the... Oh! So this one is also ultra quiet. It's got a larger reservoir for water. Maybe not as travel friendly, but this is a good one that I honestly travel with mine as well. It's a little bit bigger, but this is nice. It's got the grips for you to hold, locking mechanism. You can charge it. So this is the new version that we're launching for holiday this year. We're going to give this one a little bit of space to breathe, and then we'll come back out with the new and improved travel version like that one. But again, that's kind of all part of the process as we're creating the various products, different color toothbrushes. We've got a pink one back there. Pink one that we may be looking at launching. So there's various products. Here's our pink toothbrush. It's the top seller. Almost sold out on this one right now.
We have an issue with my wife because we have, they're very similar.
The toothbrushes?
Yeah.
They're like this?
They're like, they have no colors. We use...
the blue?
We use Oral-B or something. So they're both the same. And we're like, where's mine?
Well, usually they put a ring.
There's a ring.
There's a small ring where you can do it. But we just figured, if your wife wants the pink one, you want the blue one or the black one, whatever. I also, at home, I do this. I take the white head and I do like a blue and white version.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's how mine looks at home, and then my fiance Charlie's looks like that. For certain products, a toothbrush, people want some individuality, like an iPhone. You don't need 100 colors, but the iPhone does now have like 12. So if you have like 12, people go, I'm getting the magenta, are you getting it? I'm doing the new sage green. And it just gives excitement to buy the same product, and it gives individuality. It's like, oh, I got the blue toothbrush. They came out with the blue water flosser. I need it. And they came out with the blue whitening kit. I need it. And so people kind of create this collection of their favorite color, and it matches the aesthetic of their bathroom. These two products are identical, but the colors are different, right? So the toothbrush or the iPhones are the same, right? But sage green, but it means something, because then they go, I need the sage green case. I need the sage green toothpaste. The sage green foam. Oh, so it identifies with the color. It matches their iPhone. But what we found is that people just like choice. These all sell pretty similarly in colors. Like, if you get rid of this one, more people will buy this one. If you get rid of these two, you have boy, girl, or unisex and a little bit more feminine. And then if you just get rid of this one, which is the color we launched with, we also sold like 100,000 units of this one color.
Oh, wow.
And then the black one right now is the advanced version. So if you have a black one, you have the advanced one. And then if you have a colored version or blue, you have one of the original LED toothbrushes.
With this product, like, would you buy like, all of the other brands and learn and use them and kind of like...
Yeah, I always do. I love mystery shopping and going and seeing packaging. I go to like everywhere, dude. I go to Macy's, Sephora, Best Buy, anywhere I can, CVS, and I go and look at the oral care aisle, the skincare aisle, the hair care aisle. I buy products that I really like certain things of. I might like the box of something. I might like the color of something. So it just depends on what I'm looking for. But yeah, we definitely get a lot of competitor products. We're always looking at what is currently out there and how can we add value to the marketplace. So even if something's really good, like our powder or our drops, you might already have a water flosser that you love. Oh, is that all the products? Yeah.
Oh,
so
really?
That's an example of some of the competitor products.
Oh, wow.
That we're constantly taking a look at.
You're contributing to economy. Wow. Yeah. Serious.
It is just one box of many. So I think we've tried most of the top sellers out there. We're always looking for, where's the consumer trends? Oral care is a big space. It's not like we need to copy someone. It's really just understanding. Like I love all these brands. TheraBreath is awesome. They dominate on the mouthwash side, especially retail and Amazon. They crush it.
I think I have it. Yeah.
They crush it. So they came out with a toothpaste there. And so we're looking at, okay, what do they have? Fluoride, okay. And then we're looking at the other ingredients, water, glycerin. Looks very similar. Then we look at the reviews, use AI to scrape all of their brand reviews, understand what are people liking right now, what are they not. So we're kind of always trying to find...
pick some ideas, like a little
some
bit from
ideas,
here, a little bit.
And like, I like how they did the color that stands out here.
Yeah.
Like this was on sale, it was $6. So that tells me it probably wasn't selling too well. Is it the flavor? Is it, what is it? So I'm constantly looking at, like these guys do a really good job because from here I can see fresh breath.
It's a good retail packaging.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Bad breath, anti-cavity, okay, good.
Yeah.
Longer lasting from nice. Freshens breath for 24 hours, okay. Dr. Cat, so it's a doctor. This is what it looks like, okay, looks good. I want to buy it. So that's like a retail. This one you go, all right, it's kind of harder to read.
Yeah.
Is it good morning flavor? It's lemon and ginseng, okay. Oh, that's hard to read. Yes.
All right, so $1 million. Most people at that point would just 17 years old, they would just chill, right? And you just consistently were evolving from one business model to another, like the ones that was a bigger scale, was a bigger control over the different moving parts. Why do you think, with all of the abundance of information, right, that people have today, probably a lot more than you had in the public
AI,
library.
ChatGPT.
Yeah. Why do you think there's not more businesses that are like innovating and evolving?
A lot of reasons, to be honest with you. If I told you that you sell your product to all of the hair salons in the country, all of them, and barbershops, they all buy your shampoo, and it's extremely profitable because they just reorder every month. You don't have to sell it. You just show up with a truck with product, and you triple your money every single month. And then I come to you and say, hey, there's this new thing called Amazon, and if you get it 2x, you should scale the crap out of it. You go, I'm getting 4x with what I'm selling. And then they go, well, then you say, oh, you should put this in your formula. Why? I already have 4 million customers that like this formula. Why would I change it? That's scary. If I change the formula, I'm going to lose what I have. So there's a lot of fear of change. It's innate. It's primal. People fear change. In a business setting, the more successful you are, the more you fear change, actually, because you don't want to mess up the success. And I think at 17, I was still afraid of being broke. Like I was still, okay, it doesn't even seem real. It's just, all right, I got to use this money to build my agency better, get better client. I was so in that mode of still survival that I couldn't zoom out and really think innovation first. But I think companies that are doing really well get lazy. It costs a lot of money at that level bureaucratically because they have to do R&D, 24 scientists. Also their appetite. If I go, hey, if you're $1 billion business, and I go, hey, I have a way for you to make extra $1 million a year, but you have to open up all this risk and try it out, and or just open up India and double your profits with the same products. I'll just do that. So when you think about corporate tenureship, someone that's in the VP of growth or whatever scenario, they have 3 years to grow the business so they can move to the next role. CMO, CEO, something, right?
You're focusing on short-term strategies to
1
get
to
there.
3 years. So they go, if you spent 10 years, you could figure out probiotics for oral care and help a lot of people. Like, dude, if I'm not the CEO by then, I'm moving companies. I'm not staying here. I just need the next 1 to 3 years. So let's just make it cheaper, faster, show the profits, and that gets me my promotion. That's usually where they sit. But there's some CEOs, like the CEO of Chipotle, who's being scouted. They're paying him, I forgot how much, 90 million or something a year. Wow. He's working from home, so he gets a telecommute. 90 million a year as a CEO. Okay? CEO. But that's like the LeBron James of corporate leadership. That's someone who does think innovation. Doritos, Locos, Tacos when he was at Taco Bell. Chipotle now, they're innovating through drive-thrus and all these other things, robotics. So some places you can win with innovation, but generally it's dangerous. So when you're making a lot of money, why would you risk it? Which to me, I say, if you're making a lot of money, why wouldn't you risk some of it to protect it? And I think I'm the owner and founder of the business, so that energy comes directly from me. If I'm solely driving a stock price, I'm driving distribution. Where I think 10 years now where Snow is we built an IP portfolio of award-winning products that are now ready for mass distribution. So now you can hit the sales teams, regions, territories. Now you can do that with Snow. But I needed to protect it for 10 years so that, at least, right? So that there isn't outside circumstances saying, make it cheaper. Who cares about the customer? Or who cares about the foaminess or just more profit? Oh yeah, I guess I'm only gonna be here a year. Okay. No, I'm thinking, no, this customer could be ours for 100 years. So if we don't take care of them now, they're going to remember 17 years from now when they're in the store or at the airport and see a Snow product. So why would we mess that up? And so I think that direct to consumer relation versus just being retail means that we have to be on our toes. We're directly talking to the customers. If I'm putting stuff on a shelf and I don't find out for 2 years if it's really something we should be moving on. So I think it's slower for the big guys. The smaller guys, it's also risky. So you make $1 million, that's great. But if you spend that $1 million on the wrong innovation, you're not out of business. So I think it's scary to do. I think ultimately the cheat code I've found is the more close you get with your customers on the phone, talking to them. Why'd you buy this? What are you using right now? Ask them, survey them. Like the deeper you can get there, that's all you really need. And then look at like Amazon reviews and competitors and stuff. But your customers are going to tell you, man, I love this product, but it's so hard to open every time.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, the entrepreneur is like, we need to invent this. And it's like, hello, the customer just literally wants it easier to open. And that would double your lifetime value on that product if you made it easier to open. So that's where signal, noise, signal, noise. So as you mature as an entrepreneur, this is what I try to teach, but some of it you have to do yourself.
Uh-huh.
Signal, noise. Noise is, I got to launch 50 more products tomorrow.
Because someone said it on YouTube, right?
Or this guy said,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
that's what they do. And then now you're spending 6 months creating an ashwagandha gummy that you shouldn't even be doing, that you didn't even offer test to see if you should be doing it, because that's what's going to make me rich. I've locked in. I've told all my friends I'm launching an ashwagandha gummy and they keep asking me how it's going. You're screwed at that point. You have to remain like Switzerland to a point. You got to remain an equalizer in your brain of don't drink your own Kool-Aid so much that you're knee deep in things you think people want. And then now you're trying to get rid of stuff that people don't want. So I think you got to like really listen to your customer. Even if you have one customer, spend 3 hours with them on the phone. And just, if you can, right? And just, well, what do you do? And how do you use the product? And, what else did you like on our website? Did you see these? No one does that. They throw like a email marketing, sale, SMS, sale. No postcard, sale. No one's sitting there like Zappos used to do and say, Alex, let's talk for 17 hours about the product. What? Yeah, you spent 300 with us. I want to know why. You came back again. Oh, it's because my cousin was taking my toothpaste. Oh, really? What does she like about it? She's crazy about vitamin stuff. She's like a vitamin girly. Oh, really? Vitamin girlies. That's who I'm going to tackle on TikTok. They literally give you everything, and then they give you copy. So then they go, yeah, I was going to a wedding and I needed something to work, but I have really sensitive teeth, so I didn't want to try anything I already had at the house. Saw an ad for your guys' product, tried it, it arrived very quickly. And I can tell you, I've been whitening. What brightened me for the wedding, and I now have a photo I'm proud of. I don't have to even edit my photo. So now that tells me for ad copy, advertorials, sales pages. Now I've got a real customer story. Hey, would it be okay if I share this story, or would it be okay if I take notes and share this with you, with the audience? Yeah, that's fine. And I could take out your name or whatever. But now you got real copy. Wedding coming up, job interview coming up, spending more time on Zoom, whiten your teeth. So you can hear these stories from the customers. Like, yeah, I've been spending a lot more time on Zoom, and I realize that it's really just my neck up. And now that I work remotely, I want to have a nicer smile when I get on Zoom calls. Oh, that makes sense. Boom. That goes on an advertorial. 7 reasons why people buy snow. Bing, bing, bing.
I love how you simplified it, because at the end of the day, if you think about business, it's like you have your market, whoever it is, like you're selling to, and you have your product or service that you're trying to, and then that's it. That's the whole essence of the business, right? And you're trying to obviously have margin and like have the cost of the product enough to sell to that customer. But then it's like you sell it to them, and then there's a feedback loop back, right? Like, because it's business and environment and consumer behavior, like, and technology, all of those things.
What's the point of being direct to consumer in e-commerce, taking on all this work? Back in the day, 10 years ago, direct to consumer was, you don't have to pay Macy's, Walmart, Target 50% to sell your product. You get to keep it, Alex. And you go, okay, that sounds great. So you launch it, but then you go, who's going to sell it though? Because back in the day, you would just put the product in Walgreens, every Walgreens. And if it had great packaging, great product, great price, it would sell well, and then they keep reordering, and there was no internet. So now you go, all right, if I'm not putting it in every Walgreens, how do I get the word out about it? So I got to advertise. There goes 30 to 50% that you were going to give Macy's to advertise for you.
Yeah.
So now you got to advertise. Well, who's going to service them? Customer support. Who's going to ship it? Well, we got to ship it. Who's going to handle returns? We don't have Macy's, the department. So back in the day, it was actually easier. If I told you I can get you into 100% of Walmarts and Targets this year, 100% with 3 of your products, and all you have to do is make sure they show up to the distribution center, make sure they're packaged right, quality's there, and just keep reordering, and you get a check every month. You don't have to do customer support. Target does it. That's their customer. So if you think really at scale, If I was just in the distribution business, I wouldn't have to, even I wouldn't have this warehouse probably. Instead, direct to consumer was, you do all the support, you do all the shipping, you do all of this stuff. Oh, and that 50% you thought you were going to get extra, you have to
You
pay Google, Facebook, a team, a warehouse, rent. So all of a sudden you go, dang, now I'm in the shipping business. I'm in the product sourcing business. I'm in the customer feedback business. I'm in the packaging business. So now all of a sudden, as a direct to consumer brand or a digitally native brand, you end up holding the bag with the hardest job of them all. But if you realize what's the difference, well, we have millions of people our customers we talk to.
Mm-hmm.
They don't. They talk to them. We talk with them.
Mm-hmm.
So we go, what do you not like about their stuff? Well, we don't like that. I don't like this. Well, why won't you switch to our toothpaste? Because it has this and this. So you're telling me if we had that in ours, you would switch immediately. Now with AI, we get to record them for quality assurance.
Mm-hmm.
The transcripts get spit out. And now we can see product by product, as I mentioned stuff. Now I don't need to listen to anything. I just get a report and it says toothpaste this week. A lot of people want more peppermint taste inside of there. And So now I can see from my customers, all of our reviews on Amazon, TikTok Shop, Nordstrom, all that gets compiled, read through ChatGPT, and we get to see every week, how do we respond this week? And my dream is always to treat an oral care brand like a software business where we iterate on the feedback and features based on the, how people are using stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't get that feedback loop, I think long term, you will lose. Because if customers say, I want gluten-free bread, and if you're a big sandwich chain like Subway or something, and you never listen to the customer, and then your next door neighbor is a gluten-free sub shop, you might be playing catch up now. And by then, the DNA nowadays of a brand is strong.
Yeah.
So if you start as a vegan, gluten-free brand from day one, and then the big brand 5 years later says, we have that too. Today's shoppers, especially on social media,
Mm-hmm.
they might still buy from them, but they're going to keep buying from you too.
Uh-huh.
So it's a different emergence that's happened with branding and consumer packaged goods. But yeah, man, if you told me right now, Josh, over the last 10 years, if I could have just told you day one, I'm going to put you in every Walmart, Target, I don't think we would have been ready. We didn't have the products we have today and all this stuff, but that's a lot less work than running what we run today. But the benefit is direct relationships with the customers.
Mm-hmm.
Innovation comes directly from what they're telling us. We perfect it, bring it right back to them. That layer of connection is something that a brand that doesn't have millions of Shopify customers to talk with, they don't have that data. And I do think that now with AI, getting that data allows us to make better decisions based on what the consumers want without having to necessarily talk to everybody. We can do predictive analysis now where we take, hey, if 80% of our customers or 20% of our customers are saying this, what type of customers? Well, the ones that are 45 and up are saying this. Well, what about our competitors? So we grab all the reviews of every competing product, feed them to our AI, and it says, well, we should put probiotic over this ingredient based on where the sales are coming, what's moving. So now it's way more fun because before I'd have to draw everything out, take screenshots, print it, meet with the team. Now it's a couple AI prompts and I can see everything in one. And that helps us develop, that helps us get closer to the customer. I think too many people see their customer as a number or they don't have that connection with the customer. Get on the phone, man, yourself every day. Best hour a day you'll spend. Call your customers. Hey, it's Josh, founder of Snow. Want to say I appreciate your 5 years of business. Listen, I've got a free sample of products, some new stuff we have coming out just for you. I just have a few questions. If you're cool with that, this call is recorded for quality assurance. Is it cool if I start with the first question? Sounds good. Boom. And now I can ask those questions directly from someone who gave you money, not a focus group who's going to, not your mom who's going to be like, I love your product. Or your friend who's going to be like, it's going to crash.
Yeah.
Like, that's not it. Is that person going to buy $100 million of fidget spinners from you? No, you got to go and test it and see, and then you got to double down and then make it better and better and better. To me, it seems stupid to make a product that you then don't listen to people giving you the money, that you don't make better and better for them. like why would someone ever switch if you're committed to constantly making things better for the customer fast? Not 3 years from now,
Yeah.
6 months from now. We heard you. Now with coconut oil, we heard you. Now we're iterating 3 to 6 months. We're changing our products
Oh
every 3 to
wow.
6 months. We're adapting our products. Now it could be like a longer cable, or the box opens easier, or it could be those things, or it could be literally this now has 3 LEDs instead of 1. We have
Mm-hmm.
purple and red. So we're constantly, now you don't want to go so crazy where you spend all your money trying to chase the features. A lot of software companies get this wrong too. Oh, so and so said if we had this, this, and this, they would sign up. So and so said if we had this, this, and this, they would sign up. So now your sales team's saying you need to make all these features.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're creating all these features. You go back to the customer, but they signed up for something else. Now no one else wants the features that you just paid to build. So you got to like balance those
Mm-hmm.
areas. And I think it just comes down to get really close and comfortable with your customer. If you're afraid to call your customer, there's a problem there. But just get on the phone with them, talk to them, not just text. SMS, everyone does that. Email, everyone does that. Got it. I'm talking about an actual normal human conversation
Mm-hmm.
with someone who just spent $300 on your Shopify store for the first time, has never heard of you.
Yeah. It's such a good point. Like talking to customers is something that's like outside of like most people's like comfort zones. And many people choose, for instance, e-commerce because it's like you're hiding behind your computer
I
somewhere
get it.
in a basement.
I get
Like
it.
you don't talk to anyone, and there is like numbers on the screen, and you're somehow making money.
And I get it. I get the whole idea there, but I promise you, like your copy hooks, your video hooks, your content. Hey, would you mind taking a before and after? Hey, would you mind sending a video of what you just said and sign here so that we can utilize it?
Mm.
When we ask for reviews, upload a video, talk about your experience. So there's like you're sitting on a gold mine already of things. Like we call back every abandoned cart customer that comes through our system.
Wow.
So if you abandon our cart, something happened that caused the abandonment.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the price, the discount didn't make sense. The code didn't work. The shipping was confusing. Maybe it's not going to arrive in time. Something in there prevented you from shopping. Usually it's not because you totally changed your mind and said, oh, I hate this brand, bye.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually not the case. So if you can get on the phone and say, "Hey, Alex, I saw you were checking out on the TriSnow website. Sorry you weren't able to complete it. I see here that you had a toothbrush and a toothpaste tube in there. We are running low in stock on
Mm-hmm.
toothbrushes. Your order's reserved. I can add an additional discount for you to get this done on the phone. Takes like 60 seconds. Before we do so, though, do you have any questions that might prevent you from completing this order today? Yeah, I was wondering if I could use it when I'm breastfeeding or nursing, or there's all kinds of questions you get.
Mm-hmm.
Can my kid use this? Can check with your doctor, or actually this is a better product for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you have actually a cross sell opportunity, upsell opportunity. They're very grateful. Thanks so much for calling, Alex. Yeah, I'm so excited to get it. You said it's coming Monday. You got to be there Monday, Tuesday, and I'll check on it for you. Thank you so much. So now you recover the customer, you
Mm-hmm.
cross sold them. Maybe they're a potential subscriber, and it goes, hey, I see you came back 3 times the last 3 months to buy the same thing. Do you want to throw
Yeah.
this on subscription? Why
Yeah.
don't I get you half off this next month?
Mm.
Okay, cool. How much is it going to be every month? It's just $23 instead of 29. Yeah, yeah, just go ahead and throw it on. Now you're building subscribers,
Mm.
which are very
And
lucrative
now
for
they'll
your
probably tell
business.
like 10 people,
Yeah.
10 of their friends that they
They
had a good
called me
experience.
and like, yeah, I was about to check out. Like I don't know if you guys have ever had this happen, but they called me and they actually offered me a free gift. They got me expedited shipping. That was really nice. And then they shot me a text from the person that called me
Hmm.
after I received it, just making sure that I received everything okay. And if I had any questions. Whoa, the lifetime value on that type of model, that scale the unscalable and
Mm-hmm.
do those things. And the smaller you are, the less excuses you have not to do some of these things. If you have 5 customers a day, how many hours did you talk to them today? Like you have 5, you should be talking to all 5 of them.
Huh.
So like if you have 5,000, that's where like us, you got to use AI and you got to do surveys, but we still try to get on the phone with as many people as we can, and we try to get in person with them. And if you can, another great idea is like a warehouse sale. If you have even a small warehouse, whatever, um, you can run a local event to
Mm-hmm.
your email list. You can run ads to it. get people to come out, touch the products, feel it, create some UGC, answer questions, little pieces like that. If you need to make money fast in your small business and you've got product, let's say if I needed to get rid of this shelf, I could send a text to my customers. Come on in this weekend only, 50% off everything, but you have to be in person while supplies last. Boom, there's 50 grand. I just cleared the coffers. Now I've got cash. So you can't be afraid of getting in front of your customer. That's where everybody's going. They're going AI, self-serve, and people don't want to be like bombarded. They want to be able to text you as well. They want to be able to AI with you too. But some customers would like to be able to get on the phone and get a little bit of help. And then, like you said, they tell 10 of their customers. What you're looking for is you want to be in the reorder business, not in the order business.
How important do you think is delayed gratification? I mean, many things that you mentioned, like right now, you're thinking 25 years, you're projecting like 25 years of snow, right? I mean, maybe that, like you'll be able to partner up with some amazing companies and like exit and stuff like that. But you're thinking from such a longer time frame. Like, how important do you think that is?
I mean, it's important overall because you spend the same 5 years, or I could have spent the same 10 years to build a $100 million business or a $1 million restaurant with one location that I'm the chef running inside of there and I'm stressed out. And like, my parents, my family works really hard. Doesn't mean that they're rich, right? Like, doesn't mean that they have a product. And, so I think that, but you don't know what you don't know. So you're going to learn a lot along the journey. So you got to be willing to be adaptive more than anything, adaptable more than anything. You got to be very authentic to yourself. Like, be really real. Am I making this business because I want to quit my job more than anything? Or is it because I believe these butterfly bracelets are really going to take over the world? Which way? It could be both, but like, be honest and say, well, honestly, if I could make $5,000 a month, I can quit my job and then I could do something else. Cool. Well, you got 6 months. What do you need? Versus, I need to think 28 years from now, and these bracelets will one day save lives of dolphins. And like that's okay. But tomorrow you need to like sell product, so you have to balance that. I think for Snow, 10 years later, now I can see 10 to 25 years where I go, okay, bing, bing, bing. Which countries might make sense? Like, now I can see that. In the beginning, it's one product, one channel, $1 million of profit. Bung, bung, bung.
More short-term goals at the beginning too.
Because who knows? What if 8 years ago Snow oral care wasn't working and we switched to skincare, or we switched to t-shirts? Snow t-shirts, they're cooling fabric that help people that when they're out working in the sun, it cools them down better than any other shirt. That could have been just as well Snow oral care. We don't know. But I think ultimately you want to think, I like to do a 3-year maximum of like my day-to-day for a brand. 3 years. Where do we want our profits to be? Where do we want our revenues to be? Why? Which products are going to make up that revenue? Why? Do we want to be known as a toothbrush brand or a toothpaste brand or an oral care brand or a teeth whitening brand? That's when you're thinking 3 years. 1 year is, what is our goal? How much cash do we need to collect? How much inventory do we have? What do we need to move out? 3 months is, our ROAS can be higher. We need to find scale. Then you go down to, today, I need to order more toothpaste because we won't have enough for Black Friday if I don't order it today. So the mental plasticity of being able to zoom in and out like a camera is what ultimately, and you practice this. You're not necessarily born with it, but it's, 10 years in, now I can see, if we launch this product, maybe with this retailer, you have more to kind of massage. In the beginning, it's how do I get to $1 million in profit with as little as possible, as fast as I can. And then from there, what do I want to do? Let me double down. We start with one product, then customers are like, you guys should do a toothbrush. You guys should do toothpaste. You guys should do this. And we're like, yeah, we should. Like,
probably you've heard it like thousands of times.
Thousands. Or they're like, what's next? And then we ask the customers, guess what's next from Snow? Bing, 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 bing. And then they go, water flosser. Well, I guess we're pushing the water flosser forward. And then we go, yep, you guessed it right. We're doing the water flosser. So helping us, because as a growing business, you only have so much cash to invest in those new products. So you have to really choose. And you don't need everything to be perfect. You just need to have that next product. People like it. If they don't, get rid of it. We've
Mm-hmm.
sunsetted lots of products that just the timing wasn't right,
Uh-huh. So you kill some
distribution,
products.
all the time.
Uh-huh.
Colors, flavors, exclusive editions, limited editions.
Mm-hmm.
That strawberry mojito mouthwash, people love it. But in comparison to Arctic Frost, which is our top seller, the mint
Mm-hmm.
versus strawberry mojito, even as a large company, you've got to kind of decide.
Yeah.
Eventually, we'd like to offer a lot more often. Right now, what we have is we have 5 to 10 like category bestsellers that are always selling out throughout times of the month. So you never know what you're going to get. The customers are like,
Mm-hmm.
is it back in stock? In a perfect world, you're always in stock and you just are always selling, right? But for us, you know, and as you grow your business even to $100 million, you're probably going to sell out.
Uh-huh.
Like you're going to run out of something. Something's going to happen. The problems just get bigger. The solutions get bigger. The risk is bigger. And back in the day, I could just wire money. I would just wire some money into Snow's account if we needed something for a PO or
Uh-huh.
things like this. Now we're talking about $5-10 million purchase orders.
Wow.
That's not something I'm comfortable with just fronting 5 of those this year on my
Wow.
own personal card. That's when investors and partners and you get strategic. But you got to think, just know that if it's meant to work, it's going to work. And 10 years from now, you could be in a position like mine with a whole oral care line or skin care, hair care, foot care, fashion line, what a software line. Start with one,
Mm-hmm.
test what's going to work the best. Follow the money, reinvest the money by listening to your customers very closely.
Mm-hmm.
And then do it again. Do it again. Try your best not to get distracted. Focus on innovation. Don't get lazy. Make it better and better. And then eventually people go, that's a brand I trust. What do they have now? So now, 10 years later, if Snow comes out with a breath spray or
Mm-hmm.
gum, we don't have gum. We don't have a breath spray. There are a couple of things we don't have. But if we did, you'd be like, oh, it's probably whitening. It probably has probiotics in it. It's probably good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Like, maybe it's $1 more than the other mints. Not 5 like we used to, but $1.
Mm-hmm.
But it has all these things in it. Now, that stands for something. So you can always pivot. You can always add. You can always change. But you'll never get there if you don't start. And you'll never get there if you don't pivot and
Mm-hmm.
move and stay in business. Or one of the biggest opportunities for an entrepreneur and the hardest thing, stay in business for 10 years, stay in business for 20, stay in business for 30, grow for 10, 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in a big space, there's 1,000 of them. Hair care, flooring, lights,
Mm-hmm.
air conditioning, boxes, packaging, everything in here is like, these are all accessible. Does not matter. I have a garage business that I built, selling garage springs. So it doesn't really matter. But we knew with that business, me and my partner, Tommy Mello, we knew with Garage Door Nation,
Mm-hmm.
our margins are really low. So we can't advertise a lot. We can pay affiliates by like 10%. So I don't think that's the
Mm-hmm.
model. So based on your business, a lot of times it determines the channels that it's most likely to succeed in.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a product like springs, you can't really put those in Home Depot and Lowe's because there's a million variations.
Uh-huh.
So the likelihood you're going to have that variation available in retail doesn't make sense. So that's not a retail product. Toothpaste, in the airports and retail and Amazon where we sell, like that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that as you grow and you look for new watering wells to grow
Uh-huh.
from, it's based on the business. If you sell cars, you're probably looking at car lots or dealerships or online like Tesla. So you're based on your product and where you're at. Most people are going to fit in either a digital product, coaching services,
Mm-hmm.
or they're going to fit in drop shipping, e-com, 1 or 2 product businesses. But doesn't mean your distribution is limited. You can now go on Walmart.com. You don't need their permission. You can go on
Mm-hmm.
there and list your products, build a brand there. You can advertise there.
Oh
You can do
wow.
the same on Amazon. You can now do the same on Target.com. If you get accepted, you can sell on Target.com, Walmart.com, Amazon, marketplaces internationally. So from your chair, you don't have to leave now, and you can run it with AI, translate it, take your top performing UGC, translate it into any language, run it on Meta, see if you can arbitrage from an ROI perspective. Wow, we find that the Philippines is 6x ROAS, infinite scale. Let's just sell there from this chair. Now you don't need to leave or do anything. Well, how are you going to ship the product? 3PL. Best 3PL in Philippines. Call them. Now the product's sitting there. Like I've never been more excited now at TikTok Shop and really social commerce. A few years ago, it was 5%. So social media shopping that people actually like purchasing on Meta and stuff was like 5% or whatever. The forecast is 50% 2027.
Wow.
50%.
That's
So
crazy.
50% of people that did not TikTok shop and Pinterest buy on a social media platform, a product.
Pinterest also working on that?
Well, who part of, Amazon part of Pinterest and TikTok shop. So they're working on making so now you can buy a product on Pinterest without leaving Pinterest through Amazon.
Wow.
So your account's plugged in and you go click, click.
Shoppable links, basically.
Yeah, it's right in there, shoppable.
Wow.
And that's how Google is responding to TikTok Shop. So you have TikTok Shop partner with Amazon, YouTube Shopping and Google Shopping partner with Shopify. So they both know that social commerce is there, and the only way to win social commerce is to have a network effect. So who has a network effect? Meta. They own Instagram, WhatsApp. So who has the biggest social media platforms? Google owns YouTube. YouTube's a huge social media platform. So if they could get live shopping figured out faster than TikTok, maybe they could. I don't know. TikTok's moving fast. But TikTok's going to do 20 billion this year on TikTok Shop. They have precedents from Asia. They know what's going to happen in the US because it already happened. So they know that through mobile devices, live shopping, creators making $1 million a month from live streaming from their garage, selling snow products and stuff. Our top affiliates it's not going to be long before we pass 1 million that we've paid out from TikTok Shop. It'll probably be less than 12 months that we paid a random stranger with no following $1 million in commissions in 12 months by posting a few TikToks a day. Like that is crazy, which means that it's going to democratize. If you pay Facebook ads, like I have over $100 million of my own money just with snow to Meta, right? You pay them, you get the clicks, you get the results and stuff, right? You're paying for the brand impressions. Who wins in that scenario? Well, you win, you get the sale, and then Meta gets 50% of it. Let's say you're doing a 50% CAC. They're going to get 50% of it. In TikTok's model, TikTok Shop, you get 20% of the sales, the affiliate, the creator. TikTok Shop gets 8% of it today, so a smaller fee. So think about this. Where are you incentivized as the best creator in the world to create content? You can make $80,000 a month posting shoppable TikToks, or you can hope for a brand deal from Bang Energy or Fashion Nova for $3,000 a month where you have to post on Instagram. Which one are you going to do? I'm going to create for this one. And then as a brand, what do you really want? I don't care about the content. I want the sales, which is what they give. So brands are going to bring all their money to social commerce ads. We can see this happening with Walmart, Target. They're creating what's called retail media networks, where you can buy ads on Target.com through Target. If you think about it, iOS 14 came out. Who has buyer data? Target.com. They have the account. You log into Target.com to buy stuff. So they have all the data. Why not run ads on Target.com? They have all the data. Why not run ads on BestBuy.com? They have all the data. So they realized they were sitting on $50 billion of market cap by outsourcing the ads on their website. You know how many website visits Target.com and Best Buy get every month? A lot. Hundreds of millions, if not billions of page views. So they're kind of like their own social network. Why don't they run their own ads? That's what they figured out. So if you Google now the rise of retail media networks, etc., all of the retailers, Walmart, said we're going to run our own $50 billion a year advertising division, our own Google ads, essentially, for our own website to commerce because we have all the data. So that's where it's moved after iOS 14. It just took a couple of years, but now it's the creator. The creators, the one selling the money, selling all the product, they get a cut of all the sales. Now they made 80,000 this month. TikTok made a little bit less, but they got all the data. They still make 8% of what, and they're going to keep raising it. It'll be 15 eventually, like Amazon. and we'll see what happens there. But that is $100 billion a year opportunity 3 years from now. And there's no way I can take advantage of all myself, which is why I teach it.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, man, this is huge. Snow is obviously taking advantage of it. When we launched, we hit a $200,000 a day in our first week
Wow.
on TikTok Shop.
On TikTok Shop.
200,000 just on TikTok Shop in like
crazy.
the first week of launching. And we okay, we sold out a product. So for us with TikTok Shop, we're getting the sales, we're getting the brand impressions, the affiliates getting the commission. We don't have to pay all this money up front to try to figure things out. We don't have to hire all these expensive video shoots and stuff, ad creative.
Mm-hmm.
We let our customers go viral. We take the viral content, share that on other social media platforms, educate. So it's kind of everything we were doing for the last 10 years, except it's never been more complete of a circle. TikTok, like, imagine if you're the founder of Pinterest, Ben Silverman or whatever, and you're like, hey, I came out Pinterest 15, 20 years ago, where you, as a social network, where you could pin stuff to buy it, shoppable.
Yeah.
20 years ago. But timing wasn't there. TikTok had the algorithm.
They tried it so long ago?
Well, Pinterest has been around for 15 years, essentially doing the same thing. You could buy something. I mean, not through Pinterest, but they've had the Amazon links where you create a little board, like shoppable. Social commerce has been around for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But why all of a sudden in 1 year, TikTok does 20 billion in the US? Their goal is to do 50 to 100 billion a year, which would make them one of the largest e-commerce platforms in America for sure, just on the US one alone. That rivals, it's a third or fourth of the size then of Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
It's a third or the fourth size of Walmart in one thing. So I think when I think of social commerce, brands love it because you get all the sales and you get all the brand visibility.
Mm-hmm.
Affiliate and creators love it because they can make 20 grand in 1 month posting a vacuum. So that's freaking huge. What was the whole point of getting followers, going viral and all this stuff? To attract a brand deal from a brand like Snow. Where I said, all right, I'll pay you $5,000 a month to post a few times on Instagram. Now it's like, you don't need my permission. Just post on TikTok, tag it. It goes viral. TikTok pays you. I don't. TikTok pays you before they pay me. So you just get $80,000 a month posting a few TikToks in your car. That is the world we live in today. And I think it makes sense. If you could sell $1 million of my toothbrushes and you want 20%, sure. I was going to give that to Facebook, Google, another place to advertise anyway. So why wouldn't I give it to person? Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
So I think that's where the next couple of years e-commerce is going to go. TikTok Shop affiliates. Like, this is the first time where I'm sitting there saying, man, obviously we create videos for our own brands, but the affiliate opportunity to make $80,000 a month from one video on TikTok with 6,000 followers, that's real. Like, I have people in our Snow affiliates that have those accounts that I've never met that are doing that. And I see the payments going out to them. So TikTok Shop affiliate, massive opportunity. TikTok Shop as brands, massive opportunity. Social commerce all around the world, massive opportunity. TikTok ads, even if you can't use TikTok Shop for some reason, or affiliate, still massive opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Amazon, massive opportunity. So marketplaces plus social commerce plus newness. TikTok feeds off of newness. That's why our products do so well. There's nothing like it.
What is that?
There's nothing like it in the world. Like like the creatine gummies that came out recently. That's new. So when you're on TikTok, you're discovering. You expect to discover when you go to TikTok. So if it's just like your favorite deodorant you've used for 30 years and it's on TikTok Shop for $1 off.
No one cares.
Right? If it's a deodorant that has probiotics and you spray it on and it also does something else, whatever. That is cool. And the spray is purple. So it's a purple spray that then dries clear and it's got a probiotic in there and no aluminum. That product right there, I could sell 1 million units of in the next 12 months. Like, that now makes sense. Everyone uses deodorant. The spray, is it better for the environment? Maybe it's not a spray. Maybe it's a cream because it's better for the environment. Okay. So, and now you can use ChatGPT to literally reverse engineer, what are consumers interested in? Where is the puck going in deodorants? More natural? Is it going here? If I want to sell my business or take it public one day, what would be important for me to think about? And so, ChatGPT helps me think through some of those things when I train it. So I'll train it on a very deep, problem set. So I'll give it a picture, for example, of a retail shelf. look at all the packaging on shelf.
Mm-hmm.
Now look at our proposed one. What could we do to make it stand out better and why on this shelf? So you go into the retailer, you can take a screenshot of Amazon top 10 sellers. What would make our packaging stand out? What call outs should we make? So there's little ways to use.
Is it helpful? Is it
GPT.
Is it good?
It's fantastic.
Wow.
Even to think through, right? Like it might say use a more vibrant color like a magenta or this. You're like, magenta, let me see what that looks like. And then you go and you try magenta. Okay. And so it gives you that thought process. Then you take that magenta, you put it on the screenshot of the top 10, put you at number 2 and see, does it really stand out? And you go, oh yeah, magenta freaking pops in the top 10. Let's do that so we can manifest being in the top 10 and we're already ready to stand out. That's the angling. So it helps you think through stuff, you know?
Every time we have a conversation, there is like, you're so adaptive with your strategy, right? Like so let's say initially you started with one product, then next time we had a conversation, you started rolling out other products. Now it's new products, still a lot of innovation and new products, but also different pricing strategy. So, and I think that's what differentiates successful businesses from not. Like what's your perspective? Why, for example, most businesses are not that innovative?
This marks my 10th year of ideating and building Snow, my 18th year since I built my first website. And I didn't know anything. I was the brokest you could be poor and no computer at home. Like, geez, dude. And there are other stories. I mean, I at least had a home to go to and like, you know, my family, you know, loved me. And like, there's a lot of stuff to be absolutely grateful for, but everybody has a journey in their own adversity. But I think people want their first business to be the billion-dollar business. Look at Elon Musk. Read everybody. If you want to be a billionaire so bad, read the freaking stories and realize, oh, they didn't just like pop up with one idea and it's a billion. No, dude. They sometimes are working in Wall Street for 10 years, building relationships. Like, there's a lot in there. What you see is an overnight success story.
Even Jeff Bezos,
you know?
right? Like before he started Amazon, like so many relationships on Wall Street, understanding of financial markets, right? Like
Bill Gates helps that his dad was very powerful in Seattle, and had all the connections in that side of things. Like, it's not to read it and go, oh, well, I can't do it, because a lot of people do that, limiting beliefs. Oh, well, Josh has a Rolls Royce, so I can't do it. Like, what? No. That piece for me, I took the city bus. My office we're about to get to, like, this is where I built, you know, some of the stuff that has been seen, you know, millions of times all around the world. And we shipped 1 million packages from here in Phoenix, started in my spare bedroom, even though I could have got a big office and did all this stuff. So I think, number one, everyone wants their first business. It's got to be a 10 million, 10, 100, or billion. That's what everyone tells me. 1, 10, 100, billion. I'm like, dude, why can't it be a $66 million exit? Why can't it make you $3 million a year passively for 12 years? Why does it? And I think that's where. And I have my TV show going public. We're filming season 3 right now with Wall Street Journal, and I try to show that realness of not. It's to inspire entrepreneurship. Like everything I do about entrepreneurship, it's to help entrepreneurs. And there's a little piece of vengeance that when you have to go through something on your own. And you're like, man, I remember 8 years ago when we were first doing this and this, I didn't have anyone to ask. So that's why I do the podcast. That's why I do the communities, brand builders, the masterminds, because I get a little bit of a vengeance. Like, it feels good to figure something out and be like, yo, you guys are great people. Here's how to do this, and this. It doesn't hurt me. Like, TikTok Shop's $100 billion a year opportunity. There's like, Snow's gonna max it out. We're gonna get that thing to $1 million a day. That's great, but that's still a fraction of the opportunity. So for me, abundantly, sharing what I'm doing sharpens me. So I think 1, they want it to be the biggest business ever. 2, they try to grow too fast, or try to grow too slow. But you're better off growing a little slower than growing too fast. You can die growing too fast. That means hiring 12 people when you should have hired 3. That means taking on projects you shouldn't have taken on because you want the revenue, but you can't fulfill it. Now you got to refund it. All of those pieces, that's like the second piece. The third piece is you are a character in your own video game. And every level requires different shields, different level ups, and you got to be thinking of yourself as a supercomputer in this game, in this sport of business. So I'm trying constantly to download, and now with AI, it's easier than ever, but I can upload to AI now. I've been reading Harvard Business Review case studies for like 10 plus years now. They're $10, boom. Feels like I was in a Harvard class, I got to read through it. Now I can download them all, upload them to AI, create the learnings based on a problem I'm having at the moment. Like I said, I'm having a problem with this, this, and this. In this business, I can feed it. Then I can feed it some of the case studies that are similar and have it analyze some solutions for me. And so being a master adaptive learner is the most important thing in life, period. Rapid evolution and adaptation. TikTok Shop, we weren't on TikTok Shop a year ago with any of my brands. Now it's all we're focused on from the digital side of things, like really from a top of funnel discovery digital. We're all in on TikTok for most of our brands, including Snow. So that was a year ago, and I think I had this conversation with some buddies, and we were like, how do you know when you get old? Because one of my mentors is turning 88. I was teaching him ChatGPT on our way back from our nonprofit event, and he's now going to the Apple store to do the trainings at 88, driving, He's all in, right? And then you have other people that are 65 and they're like, I can't, or even 45, I can't use TikTok, that's for kids. Once you choose to stop learning the new technologies, even if you don't need to exploit them or whatever, if you choose to stop learning, dad doesn't know those technology things, that's when you start to become old in the marketplace because you no longer are able to adapt. And I told, in Snow, I told at the time our VP of growth, I said, hey, we got to cut the focus on Meta even further. We need to go deeper into Amazon, TikTok Shop, affiliates, content creators. We don't need to work with the Kardashians and the big names anymore. Let's go here. He resigned because he wanted to stay focused on Meta and kind of the 0 to 1 stuff. And I was like, damn, dude, at some point you're going to be irrelevant because I've learned now doing this for 18 years that I've made tens of millions in all kinds of places, lead generation, affiliate, branding, product, agency, mastermind, all kinds of places. And I love it. I love to learn, but then I love to execute, and then I love to teach, because by teaching, especially if you teach what you're actively doing, that means you have to be badass, dude. You know, if I show you like, here's how to do it, we're playing a video game and I go, press B and that's how it does it. Well, guess what? We're now on an equal playing field. So now I've got to figure out how to beat you. But it's not fun to beat people when they have no, to me at least at this point, I want to be next to Crest and Colgate. I don't want to beat the small guys anymore. You know, like I want to help other people sell their business. I want to, you know, these are the things I'm kind of focused on now. But yeah, altogether, I think that people just, you know, too much expectation on the first business. Focus on profits. Profits lead to more profits. Profits then lead to acquisitions and fundraisers. Raise money when you don't need it. So a lot of times people say, I don't want to raise money. I'm going to hold 100% of it. I'm going to do all this. Well, 100% of a falling knife and zero is zero. So if you can bring in other smart people, that's key. And then the last thing would be being an entrepreneur is one thing. Being a manager is another thing. Being a leader is also another thing. And so a lot of people, you know, you start with entrepreneurship. You know, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm starting to do it myself. Okay, now I need to start delegating a little bit. So now I need to be a little bit of a manager, project manager, people manager. Then I need to lead my managers based on a vision for this business. So I had to learn first how to be an entrepreneur. Then that has its limitations because you can't do everything yourself. You can't be cheap at a certain point. You have to think longer term. I've taken $0 in distributions in 10 years from Snow.
Wow.
Not one. We've sold hundreds of millions in oral care. 0 I've taken. So you just have to choose. Like some of my businesses are cash flow businesses.
Yeah.
If it's a sandwich shop, I need to sell 1,000 sandwiches a day and it makes me cash flow. It doesn't need to be the biggest thing ever. A car wash, I buy land, all different things that I invest in. They don't need to be that. But I think the intention and being willing to adapt, being willing to kill something to change, creative destruction. I love finding different ways to do stuff and sharing that with people, helping them. Like, I don't know, I love that side of it. And so with the brand builders community that I just, you know, relaunched into teaching people TikTok shop and how to sell their business and all this stuff, That's for now, but I think just in general, being able to inspire entrepreneurship, first generation entrepreneurship, minority entrepreneurship, coming from nothing, so many people that can connect to all of these stories. And it's not about me, I don't care about the ego. I think the idea of the more entrepreneurship we can share and help people, the better businesses we'll have, the better jobs that will be available, the more advancement we'll have, the better life our kids will be a part of as well. So to me, it's like, I know I can make a couple $1 million. I'm not worried about like making money. It's for me, like with Snow, can we one day be on the shelf substantially where it means something next to a great brand like Sensodyne or Colgate or Crest? And could enough people connect to this vision that this could be something that's in millions of homes? And, you know, and now I go places and I wear my Snow hat. Like, I love that brand. And, you know, it kind of transcended the brand itself. Kind of
became bigger than you.
Oh yeah, I'm Josh Snow and all this stuff, and I've got Snow Real Estate, Snow Oral Care, which is what I'm known for. That's all great, but it's the customers demand the product. It has nothing to do with me. No one buys product because of me. I'm not a influencer for our business. Like I create some videos here and there. They buy it for themselves. They buy it because the product works, and I think that's ultimately what you want when you build a brand. You eventually get to a place where Snow's at today, where one of our biggest opportunities is distribution. We've created the world first product. We have amazing products. Always make them better. We always make them better. But at this point, if we had a partner like Colgate that could help us expand these world first innovations that everybody could benefit from, I would love to see our products in India, Latin America, the Middle East, Europe as well. I would love to see our products all around, and we're on the track to do that ourselves, but maybe it could happen a little bit sooner with a partner like a Colgate or Procter & Gamble or Unilever, one of these great big organizations that can expand it now that we've proven product market fit, hundreds of millions of sales, like all these things have been proven.
Because they have the distribution, right? They can just plug in like the product everywhere.
Yeah. They go, oh yeah, we like this powder. We're going to put it in India, Thailand, and Jamaica. And by the time I do that, it's like, where do I go, right? Like, where do I start? And so I could run it for the next, 30, 40 years and build that out. I'm excited to learn a lot of those things, but you also get to a point in your business where if you can find a partner that's going to help you help more people and help them smile and feel good with this innovation, we now have the ability to make it for a lot less, which means we can export it to countries that could benefit. 8 billion people have teeth. There's only a few brands globally that have that distribution, like a Coke and a Pepsi. And if you want to be in every fountain area in Europe and everywhere, at some point you at least do a distribution deal with Coke or Pepsi. And I think now our products are good. We have millions of direct customers and followers. We know exactly what they love, what they don't like. It's very tight in. And I think in the foreseeable future, I may be open to, and I am looking at being open to what that type of partnership could look like. Because I love what we're doing. I'm so deep in this game that nothing else would give me the same fix other than being this deep in this game. I can start another one, right? But I'm deep. And sometimes when you have a video game and you're playing extreme level, blindfolded, and that's what gets your kicks going, and you're like, and then you go to something else, you're like left, right, up, down, and it's not the same. So for me, in order to give up operational control, it's going to cost a lot of money, and it's going to have to be the right partner that I know, like a Colgate or Crest. They know how to run these businesses even better than I do at scale. We have the perfect match for them now to take it global. So we'll see what happens there, but it's been, I love every day for 10 years. It's been just another challenge, and along the way I got to build, scale, and sell multiple businesses while building.
How did you manage to do that? There's only like few people. Usually you have entrepreneurs that have multiple businesses. None of them are doing well. You had multiple businesses and many of them had done very well. Like, how did you manage to do that?
It's not easy, that's for sure. You have to have a great team. You have to be great at recruiting. That's where that leadership comes in play. If I can recruit a really good partner, an operating partner that can have equity, my business partner, whatever it looks like there. If you look at someone like Richard Branson, he flies people in and says, you know what, Alex, you're the CEO of T-Mobile. We want to create Virgin Mobile. Why don't I put you on the CEO? I'll give you shares. screw them. They're not even listening to you. Let's build it over here. Sounds good. They kite surf on Necker Island. Then he goes back and they build that business. He never leaves Necker Island. So for me, I think about it that way, where if I can, for example, I bought smokeshop.com last year, just a domain. And it was about low six-figure amount just for the domain. But I now have real estate. So now when I'm talking to, I'm also a cannabis investor. I don't operate in the cannabis space, but I invest in the cannabis space. So now when I go to these conventions, I go, oh, by the way, I bought smokeshop.com. No way, dude, you got to talk to so-and-so. They own the largest chain of smoke shops in the Southwest. They've been looking to kind of get online. Well, I've got smokeshop.com if you want to partner. So that at least opens the Virgin Mobile, Virgin Air, if you want to do that with me. Trump Steaks, like, you know, your name or your brand has to mean something, and Snow means something now. No matter what happens with Snow, anyone that's built e-commerce business for more than a few years, to do 10 years of just straight, essentially the same offer for 10 years, you kind of get to navigate a lot of areas, which helps me help all the entrepreneurs. Costco, all these deals are direct. I didn't go to a trade show. I didn't ask people for this, direct. So now I can offer those connections to my community, where I've got a few products for Costco, but that's it. I don't own all the brands, but they're looking for more products. So that's where I see an opportunity that, you know, kind of do what I'm doing with Snow and then open it up to the rest of the world, so that I can help for the next 30 years, help brands like Snow get into Costco, get into Walmart, get into Whole Foods, do TikTok shop, build their brand, sell their brand, maybe go public, like my show going public, like maybe there's a chance to go public on NASDAQ. And so for me, I think that's where the majority of the rest of my life is going to be spent: mentoring, investing, training, teaching, and creating. I have to be creating and building all the time.
You're an artist.
I'm an artist?
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
Because everything like is so like aesthetically, you know, the packaging, like every little detail, it's like...
I'm obsessed with it, man. I love it. I love it. Yeah, this is me and the Snow team. We went to this place called Medieval Times, and they do like a medieval like dinner and a show. And so we went out there with the team, and everyone from customer support, operations. Oh, there's Shasta. That's our senior vice president of product. So she's a product leader. Thomas is our vice president of customer experience. So ensuring that the
vice president of
customer experience is that important. Yeah, product, customer experience, and obviously, you know, marketing and stuff. But the warehouse. So we have about, I would say, 10% of our inventory here.
Wow.
The rest is in 3PL scenarios. It used to be a lot more full, but yeah, we're clearing out for retail, getting all these boxes out, toothbrushes. There's our kids stuff, Frost.
I mean, e-commerce is such a cash flow intensive business,
Heavy.
right? Did you raise money?
Eventually, yeah, I did. But in the beginning, I bootstrapped to 100 million.
Wow.
So by myself, solo founder, no outside funding, to 100 million. And then at 100 million, I raised a little bit of money. And at that point, I mean, there was a lot of interest, but one of my good friends who became our lead investor, I said, all right, let me open it up. If I'm going to open up to someone, it's going to be you. So it was a few $1 million, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. And that was really to get my cash back out of the business. So I haven't taken any distributions, but I put about a couple of million into the business as it's scaling, because it's so cash intensive. So as I put a little bit of money into the business, I was able to get that back out with the first round investment. And then we went into
almost like the secondaries.
It was purely just secondary. Like I had a bunch of money in the business. I had built it to $100 million in sales. So I was like, all right, I'll let someone in, get my risk a little bit better off the table. So that was about 4 or 5 years ago. And then 2 or 3 years ago, we raised growth financing, which was a lot more. So we raised
private equity firm.
It was a mix. So everyone from like the Nordstrom family who invested, some private equity, funds, funds, a whole mix. And that was for growth. It's about 2 to 3 years ago. That's where we launched a lot of the products.
Because I can imagine, like you showed me all these products. Okay, I'm looking at it. We run e-commerce business. I know how it is. Like go to China next week, negotiate with our suppliers.
Correct.
And it's like, Ooh, you have like 20 products, you have 20 SKUs, you need, let's say, 10,000 for this, like
Oh,
10,000 units for this, or even more. We just ordered like 300,000 units of one of our products, and it's like bam, bam, bam. That like stacks up very
it does.
fast.
Very cash. A growing e-commerce business never has cash.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're so lucrative on your returns that there's enough to pile up. But if you're growing so fast, like Snow, double, 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 when you're doubling, 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 there's no break on
No.
cash. You can't sit there and say, oh, well, let's whatever. Like you, every dollar, if you're growing, doubling, you have to buy more product
Yeah.
to keep growing.
Yeah.
So you build this machine, and then after a while, you're like, well, we need 100,000 toothpaste because that's what we're selling. And so it becomes this thing that you're standing on top of, and it's millions and millions of dollars at
Yeah.
cost of product that you have the ticking time bomb before it expires to sell. How fast can you sell it?
Wow.
How profitably can you sell it? That's the other thing. There's one thing to sell product fast,
Yeah.
but if you can collect enough cash flow from each sale, let's say you're at an 8x ROAS
Mm-hmm.
at 3 million a month in sales, you can build a monster from that, because 8x 3 million.
But are there any product categories that can achieve that? No
Uh-huh.
shit.
Yeah, they're playing 5x plus. Yeah. Now for me, I look at it and say, if it's not 5x, I'll skip the idea.
How you operate so many businesses? How your brain fucking works?
I don't know, but in my brain, it has them
my-
kind of segmented. It has them like I think of it like in fields. It has like, in this field, I'm farming alfalfa. In this field, I'm farming this. It requires a different fertilizer. It requires a different team, different machinery. So I kind of like chessboards, like the old guy in the chess park walking around playing multiple boards. Every chess board is in a different situation, and it requires a different move at that
What's
moment.
your IQ?
No idea. When I find someone I like and I listen to one podcast, I'm like, that guest was dope.
Uh-huh.
I 2x speed everything else they've ever done. I read every book.
You
that
process
they've
so
done
much information?
fast. So as soon as I'm like, this guy knows TikTok Shop. Like I didn't know anything about TikTok 2-3 years ago. I didn't know a thing. I just knew that it was a new social media platform, and just like Facebook to Instagram to Snapchat, we got to figure that out, because wherever there's people with teeth, we got to be in front of them. But becoming a student and really becoming obsessive, when I listen to someone, or I join a newsletter and I read a couple things, I go, oh yeah, this guy or this girl is right on point with where I'm thinking. I will then reach out for a consulting call. Hey, hop on for an hour. I have some questions for you. Bing, 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 bing. Specialized, specific, just-in-time knowledge for my business from a very specific person who is specifically doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I consult with them. I ask them questions, spend $500,000, get them on the phone, get a little closer. Then there's a chance sometimes I might have them consult a little bit more. Hey, help me kind of think through this a little bit more. What I'm doing is I'm collapsing time. Wisdom comes from experience, yours and other people's. If I can get the best of other people's through books, podcasts, AI, 2x speed. So now with AI, I can go in and I can take an entire book's transcript, or I can take an Audible or whatever, and I can have it take a summary of a book. I can have it grab the best points for me in my moment. So I can say, hey, take a look at this entire book, find the 16 things I need to know based on Anala or Snow and where we're at over the next 6 months. And it might say, well, in this book, this concept of this, this, and this talks about this on page 74. So now I can go and open page 74, highlight it, read a little bit more. I can give it to some people, share that transcript. So I told you about the Harvard Business Review case studies I've been reading for a decade plus by hand. Now I can take all the ones that I bought, upload them as PDFs to ChatGPT, and say, grab the common understanding across these, find the relation of these 60 case studies and how I can use it in the next 3 months, and give me the exact steps inside of Snow to do so. And so now I read 60 case studies in 5 minutes, comes up with exactly what problem I'm trying to solve and the lessons from those 60 that apply. And now I've taken 60 years or whatever of case studies in 5 minutes, distilled it for just in time specific knowledge that allows me to now own that piece of specific knowledge. So it's distillation. There's too much information out there.
Yeah.
You got to go just in time. Right now, I have an HR problem that I need to solve. Who is the best in HR that could solve this problem? How do I use AI to find it? Boom, I found their LinkedIn. Let me use a tool like Rocket Reach or Contact Out to get their cell phone. Let me shoot them a text. Hey, Alex, I'm a huge fan of what you do at HR at Nike. I'm running into an HR issue here at Snow, our oral care brand. I was wondering if I could pay you for 30 minutes to ask you 3 questions. They've never been hit up before. They're going to think it's even a scam. But now I can Venmo them, Zelle them for their time, hop on.
Yeah.
That is the global HR for Nike, helping me with my problem in this specific business. And then at the end of that call, I say, is there anyone else you'd recommend I talk to? And is there anyone you recommend I could hire? Sometimes it's themselves. Well, I'm down to do this since it's non-competitive. I can help you an hour a week solve this. Now I have the global head of HR at Nike for 1 hour a week helping me solve my little HR problem in my business because of the internet. And she's like, I've never had anyone reach out to me before. I didn't know anyone even saw my LinkedIn other than recruiters. Yeah, I'll help you with your little brand. I've been doing this for 10 years with Nike. I love to give back, and you're going to pay me $500 an hour every week, and I'll help you out. So now you collect a dream team of people you've never met. You may never meet them in person, but now I've got this roster like a fantasy sports team. And I go, who would I want in HR? And you can ask ChatGPT, which companies in e-commerce are known for having the best workplaces and workplace culture? Bing, bing, bing. Then I go, who are the people in charge at those companies? Bing, bing, bing. Then I go to their LinkedIn, it gives it to me in ChatGPT, and I can see how long have they been at the company. Then I can see their similar web, have they grown? I can get an idea, were they there during their growth path? Then I reach out to them and say, hey, I love the work you guys have been doing. I see that Kachava has been crushing in the chai coffee space. I really love your guys' subscription strategy. It's killer. And I was wondering if you had an hour that I could pay you. We are non-competitive spaces, and I'd love to do what you're doing in the tea space for toothpaste. So now immediately, instead of having to read a book, go like, this person probably knows which podcast I should listen to. This person probably knows which one book they'd recommend I read. This person knows probably who I should talk to next or which lawyer I should hire because they worked with them. Now I get a warm third-party introduction to the perfect person I need, specific knowledge, specific time. Now they know about my business, so now they're thinking about my business. So if they think of something that comes up, they're going to send it my way. So now I'm building the global head of HR at Nike, now knows all about Snow, knows my goals, what I'm looking to do. So now if she comes across someone good that would be good in my organization, but maybe not good for Nike, she can shoot me a text. Hey, I've got this girl. She's amazing. She's coming from Zappos. She's not a good fit for Nike, but dude, she's perfect for Snow. Thank you.
Have you tried that with Procter & Gamble?
Oh yeah, we talked to Procter & Gamble, Colgate, Clorox, all those people. And we talked to them and say, hey, what would add value to your portfolio? Is it, do we beat you at toothbrush sales online and that's going to catch your attention? Are you going to be mad at us for that? Not to necessarily.
You're literally asking these questions?
Yeah, directly. Why not? You got to think about this. They're not the founder of Crest. They're not the founder of Colgate.
They're interested in their career.
The company's growth. Yep. What are they looking for? And so I just reach out to them.
Align interest. Even like M&A. Even if you're never thinking of selling your company, talking to a brokerage or an advisory shop like mine at Dealflow, just saying, hey, I might sell this company 3 to 5 years from now. This is what I'm looking at building, whatever. That person could say, well, Alex, I like you focusing on natural ingredients because that's where we see a lot of the market going. So in 3 years from now, I think a lot of big companies are going to be acquiring natural focused brands. Now that just saved you 3 years of time, like just for free. Wow. Free. Because a lot of these people want to talk to you anyway. Like, hey, I'm building a deodorant brand. We just passed $1 million in sales. I think we could sell to Procter & Gamble one day. You guys sell companies to Procter & Gamble. I know we're too small to work together now, but I was wondering if once every 3 months I could just send you an update on the business. And if you have any intros that are reasonable, I'd love to work with you guys in the future to sell this one day. Now, you could retire today if you wanted to.
Yeah.
I mean, you've had successful exits, like you've done pretty well for yourself. So what drives you in the morning? You wake up, right? Like, what are you thinking about? Like, what's your
For the longest, it was, my community, my family, myself, like not to be broke. How do I protect that? And then eventually it transcended beyond that. Even Snow transcended beyond me. It was create one product, see if I'm not crazy. I'm a solo founder. Let's see. It transcends you. And I think at this point, um, this is my sport. My
Mm-hmm.
sport is entrepreneurship. My sport is business, brand building, helping others build businesses, invest. My TV show going public. We're filming season 3. My nonprofit has a entrepreneurial angle as well. Everything that I do in my professional and really kind of my personal life
Mm-hmm.
is heavily around the American dream, entrepreneurship, minority entrepreneurship, young entrepreneurship, adverse driven entrepreneurship, creativity, scale, exits, because that's when someone can really be generous. And so for me, I think what drives me in the morning is I am like Tom Brady, etc., in their own sport, champions. I am a master of what I do, and I seek additional mastery in things I'm not a master of. And that desire and hunger and obsession and the intellectual curiosity to learn, to apply, to
Mm-hmm.
teach, to share, to help. And I think that's like the deepest desire there today, to be a role model, to show my kids what is possible, to show other people what is possible. The difficulty and the dopamine that comes from helping people, even if it's not my brand, but I'm invested, I'm advising, or there's someone in our community and I'm helping them overcome something, that dopamine release is intoxicating, it's addicting. And so being able to help 100 entrepreneurs at once solve something,
Mm-hmm.
it's a spurt, a burst of that energy that comes from each one, that it's never the same as you in your own business solving it, but it feels similar. And so I think giving back through teaching, helping entrepreneurs, um, however I can, creating things. I love to create businesses. I love to invest in great businesses, great people, working with great people. And then I'm looking to, have kids and focus even more on the personal side. But I'll always be working to the day I die. I'll always be pushing the idea of entrepreneurship forward, sharing everything I'm learning as soon as I'm learning it, so that someone else might hear it. And that could be the things that I had. I didn't do this alone. I have mentors, friends, along the way. A lot of times it's lonely, of course, it doesn't have to be. And
Mm-hmm.
that's one of my purposes as well, is mental health through entrepreneurship, loneliness, suicide rates, all of these things that if I can help kind of be a beacon and help others through TV shows.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to be on the TV show. I see a future of having a production studio where we produce TV shows like Going Public,
Mm-hmm.
to help all around the world inspire entrepreneurship, creativity. And then I enjoy partnering up with other business owners where I don't have to do everything myself
Mm-hmm.
and I get to bring what I'm best at to the table. And it gives me a little bit more freedom without having to be in charge of every single aspect. I get to partner up with great people. So that to me is like the future. What gets me up in the morning? I've got a great team, our customers, great products, great opportunities. There's always a challenge to overcome. And if there
Mm-hmm.
isn't for a second or two, you look and there's another opportunity. Reddit ads, Pinterest ads, international, retail,
Mm-hmm.
Amazon.com, TikTok shop now, affiliates. There's always something to be learning and teaching and doing. And
Mm-hmm.
I like to do and teach what I do, and then do what I teach and teach what I do. And I really like that. So I think I always have to have something that I'm building, like a Snow, like an Anala,
Mm-hmm.
something there. And I don't have to be the only person building it. It's just having that creative outlet as an artist, I think is important. And then helping shed that onto other people, and then sharing that with my greater community of entrepreneurs, young underserved students in America. That's something I'm very
Mm-hmm.
passionate about. So those are things that I know if I'm not doing it, it also gives me a sense of accomplishment. It's like a workout. If I can constantly be learning, applying, and then I can share it, and other people, 1,000 people do something I just learned last week, that means I really did learn something and I could teach it. And now it's helping a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people. So I think doing that for the rest of my life, building brands with great people and great markets, investing and sharing TV shows to help inspire, and then building my family, hanging out with my friends. That to me seems almost, almost perfect for me.
Mm.
And I've had to get here to feel that. For me, for a long time, I didn't feel whole until I got into this store or until I broke 100 million, or there were a lot of like milestones that I held myself to a lot of pressure in the early days. I wish I would have known everything's okay, everything's going to be fine, you're going to have
You, you
everything you
you put
want.
too much pressure on yourself.
Or I don't know, maybe not because I got here, but like I think I'm really hard on myself, and a lot of us are. It's like, oh yeah, I did $1 million. Like our first $1 million day, I should have celebrated a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go through tough times, like 10 years you go through tough times in your
Yeah.
business, right? And then it's like, man, I really wish I had that day again. And then you
Uh-huh.
have it again, but then you forget, and you're like, well, that's good, but now we got to service all those customers. So it's so hard to be
Hmm.
present. And I
Mm-hmm.
think enjoy the journey. It's everything worth having is difficult. Everything worth having is difficult. If it was easy to have, you wouldn't want to have it anyway, I bet.
Huh.
So don't complain about the journey. It's hard, but it's a season. You go through 6 months of difficulty where you feel like everything's going to end. 6 months of double, triple. I mean, I went through years of doubling revenue. You can double when you go 10, 20, 40, 80. Doubling 200, 400, 800, 1.6 billion. You're like, that's insane. Like no one really does that. Like you'll lose your mind. You'll go crazy. And like no one teaches you how to do that either. So you got to give yourself some grace. Know that, hey, focus, follow the money, create value for the customers, learn to do stuff. Don't say, I am not a computer person. You're limiting yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Say, I am a computer person. I'm not a media buyer. That's not my stuff. I am a media buyer. You don't need to be the world's best media buyer,
Yeah.
but
How many people are business owners just like, let's say, working with an agency, and like, I mean, I know many business owners that don't even have access to their ad accounts because it's owned by the agency. They just like, yeah, they do something there and something's happening, and then if they break that relationship with an agency, they don't even have the.
the truth is most people just want to be rich.
Mm-hmm.
They'll virtue signal and say, yeah, I want to help this. I want to plant a tree. And that's great. You should always do more than profit. But like, I think that people get confused. And truly, if you tell someone, hey, I'm going to put $1 million in your bank account every month and you don't have to do anything,
Yeah.
they would be like, good, I'm not starting that business then. It's too much work anyway. I don't even know numbers. And they would just chill for a month, $1 million a month for the rest of their life. That's what they would do. When you get to a point where you can make $1 million a month off your own money and you wake up hungrier than when you were broke, that is a true entrepreneur. And I wake up just as hungry as I did on the city bus, whether I'm in a Rolls Royce, eating whatever, it doesn't matter. In my mind, I know that I have a God-given ability to share and to teach, and I want to maximize my life. And I want to have fun. I don't want to just work 80 hours a day. If I want to go ski, I want to go ski. If I want to go hang out with my friends, I'm going to go hang out with my friends. That just means I got to be more productive. You'll be surprised how many people have 6 kids and run a business 50 times bigger than yours. Like you find a way to do things. People with a 6-pack, 6 kids, and they might have other things. No one's perfect, but it's like you find what's important to you, and you realize in entrepreneurship you're racing a marathon, and so you have to take care of yourself, stack your cash, prep for rainy days,
Mm-hmm.
network, be willing to be wrong. Don't go in thinking you know everything right. Like you have to go in. And I spent 10,000 hours in the spy tools just for TikTok.
Oh wow.
Just for TikTok. Like there were 2, 3 a.m. nights where my fiance comes in like, hey, are you coming to bed? And I'm deep in the spy tools watching thousands of top performing TikTok shop creative, obsessing over it as a multimillionaire. So if you're broke and you're not obsessing over it, and I'm obsessing over it at my house,
Wow.
you're in trouble. And I think that you look at Elon Musk, he's sleeping at the desk. So if you don't obsess over it, Jeff Bezos is obsessed over the customer. So you get to a point where you don't have to do the day to day and you can just be rich and go on yachts and stuff. But for me, you give me $1 million a month, I want to still build. Like I'm a builder. I want to create. I want to build with other people. I want to help other
Mm-hmm.
people build. So it depends on who you are. And that's okay. Some people just go, man, honestly, I want to sell these freaking widgets and I'm going to sell them for 3 more than everyone else so I can buy a new Lambo. and date this chick that's not responding to my DMs. Like, if we really took the reality of why people are starting a business, a lot of times, you're just trying to get laid, get paid, get a new Lambo. You're trying to virtue signal. You're trying to show your friends that you're a baller. You're trying to show your teacher that said you wouldn't amount to something, your dad that left you. Like, there's a deeper layer to why we're building. And I think that if you can make terms with that deeper layer, therapy, whatever you got to do, talk to your friends, write it out, journal it, read a bunch of stuff, join a community, like, you got to figure that out, because it's okay if your first few businesses are to get your Lambo, to get you out of the hood in a nice place, and that way you can eat better food. Okay, like, I can work with that. If you tell me I want to save the whales, but you're charging $80 for a bracelet, I don't know if that's really what you're trying to do, and you're giving a penny to the whales. Is that really your initiative? I don't care about money. You do, though. You do. And so I think that's where you gotta I think Maslow's hierarchy of needs, once you get to, let's say, 100,000 a year or 200,000 a year, you're making in your own business, you might have to do everything yourself. Your media buying, your editing, and now with AI, Canva, all these new tools, it's easier than ever. Before I had to use Photoshop, I had to actually program that Shopify app you buy for $1 now. So yeah, we didn't have any of this stuff. So nowadays it's easier than ever. So for me, I'm very excited because I'm willing to outwork anybody. I don't sit here and say, oh, because I built $100 million oral care business means I could build $100 million hair care business. No, you got to start fresh every single time. What are these buyers like? What's the customer like? What's the profile? Let me talk to them. Let me get on the phone with them again. Let's understand. Let's get really intimate. So even by running multiple businesses at once, Snow is obviously my main focus. It absorbs probably 60 hours a week right now of my time. But those are seasons. And there was a time we were doubling, and I'm working a lot, but we were in COVID doing $500,000 a day on Shopify, no one working. So smaller team than we even have today, like the smallest team we've had since that point, and we were doing $500,000 a day. So it's not like there are times where you're extremely busy, you have to figure it all out, crisis control, but don't ever lose the obsession over your business. To be a proper entrepreneur and a proper leader of a business, you must be absolutely obsessed over every aspect of that market, everything. Like, I get a twitch when a competitor launches a product. Like, I know everything that's going on. I'm deep. And I think if you don't have that, that's okay. You can run a lighter business, like lifestyle business, and you get out of your job, build that basis. But if you want to build a Snow, or you want to build something that you're putting on a hat and a shirt and it's your family's name, it's a different level, but it starts kind of the same. You just kind of build that in. So being really honest with the intention, and you say, hey, I'm going to drop ship till I get $1 million in my personal account. That'll allow me to pay off my condo, and I'll quit my job. And then from there, I'll put 100,000 in selling something that's drop shipping well, that I now want to innovate in. And I see a lot of opportunity. Oh, okay, that makes sense. I want to start an agency. And then once my agency is big enough, I want to start my own products or partner with my agency clients to launch that.
Josh, my man, thank you so much. I mean, so many great insights. Like, you just blew my mind, and just very inspiring to see your journey over the years. This is our third conversation, I believe, or fourth, and just amazing to see your evolution and the amount of people that you're inspiring. Just showing what to do, like literally showing, like, this is how you do different things, and like operating on this high level with this high intensity. I mean, you're so passionate about the products. We've had conversation. You know everything about these products, and it's very rare to see. Like, I've talked to a lot of founders, and it's like top 0% that they're so obsessed about what they do, and just know every little detail about their business. And looking forward to see next stages of your evolution. And
well, you guys are welcome anytime, and anyone that wants to follow the journey, Josh Snow on social media, and this is what I do it for. And I appreciate having you guys in, and this is our third or fourth, and I'm sure we've got 3 or 4 more in us.
For sure.
You ask amazing questions, and it's cool to track each other's journey along the way and keep up to date with everything we're working on. And you get to see, literally inside of one of my brands like Snow and what's going on. And I see just so many learning opportunities to share. So
thank you for having me on multiple times, and
Yeah.
you guys are welcome anytime. And anytime you need toothpaste or you're in the area, you know where to find us.
You got me the bag, so I'll try it. I'll be your loyal customer. So thank you so much, Josh.
Yeah, of course. Thanks, bro.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.